Live for the fans, by the fans is about to start. Post Thanksgiving edition. Let's go. I sound like a DJ right now, but I really hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving. It's time to dive into the sports world. Fanatics Live is about to start. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your sister and brothers, Fanatics Live is on. We're about to go live. You can be live and join the discussion, but make sure you know your facts. Look, man, we had really good games on Thursday. We're going to recap that. We're going to recap everything that happened in Week 11, that happened on Sunday, and talk about our predictions of what's coming. We're going to talk to the winners so they can flex. We're going to talk to the losers so they can give excuses and tell us what happened. We're going to get into it. Fanatics Live is about to go on. Let's go. Fanatics Live is about to start. Let everyone know Fanatics Live is about to start. Hashtag join the discussion. You can join the discussion. We're about to start. Get ready. Know your team. Know your facts. It's about to go down. Fanatics Live for the fans, by the fans. I hope your Thanksgiving was good. Your belly's nice and full. You ready to talk sports? Get ready. We're about to start. Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed the best night of the week, and you know why? Because it is Fanatics Live for the fans, by the fans. I am your moderator. I have my panel of experts, just experts, because they know their teams, they know their stuff. Everyone's unmuted. Salute to everybody that's on here. I hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving. I hope that you stuffed, that you had the itis. Hopefully you're thankful for everything that you have in your life, because, you know, it's never perfect. Things can be better, but guess what? You here. We can celebrate. We thank God for all that we have. So I'm grateful to have all of y'all. I'm thankful to have all of y'all on here. This is Fanatics Live for the fans, by the fans. What's going on? I want to check, make sure everybody is good. First person that was on was David. I don't see him. So after David, I'm going to go. Cello, you were second. Salute. Cello, how you doing, my brother?
What up, my brothers? God bless. You already know. Always blessed to be on. I'm ready to bring it, baby. I'm ready to bring it. So I hope this brother's ready.
I don't know what you can say in a losing effort of getting swept, but I respect the fact that you ain't ducking hide. I respect it. All right, what's going on, man? Look, he got the broom.
I'm good. My broom is broke from 10 straight wins with Dak Prescott being at the helm versus the Giants. But I'm good. I appreciate you guys. I love all you guys. And I appreciate to be back from my little hiatus. You know what I'm saying? Everything is all good.
Yes, sir.
And listen, if you listen to the Fanatics, it's going to be an excellent show today, guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Salute. Welcome back, man. Welcome back from the hiatus. Glad to have you back. Look, love to you, my brother. Love. You see the love coming your way. You see it? So what's going on? Terrence, let me make sure you good, man. You good? How you feeling right now? You feeling good out there?
I'm good. I'm taking a rest day, still trying to get a little business done, but it's all good. Dave, it's funny, your stuff ain't working, so good, joking.
Oh no, I'm back on, ready to
stuff
go.
Ain't working, homie.
Yeah, Dave, you got a delay going already. We ain't even started yet. I'm gonna come to you in a second. Get your thing together. Make sure you give me the wave check that you're good. I'm gonna go to Timmy. Timmy, salute, brother. How you doing, man?
I'm mad now.
I can imagine. I can imagine. It's been a long 24 hours.
I can see it now. Mark gonna come by to my place and crack me over the side of the head with a broom.
Don't be afraid of him, Tim. Don't be afraid of him, brother.
Listen, man, and cover the territory. You get swept, that's what happens in the division.
What does sweep mean in the season? We seen 49ers get swept last year and lost to the Rams in the playoffs. I don't want to hear about that garbage.
David,
That's a
see,
fact.
I don't want to hear about that.
We swept.
That's
We
a
beat
fact.
him twice during the year, so he's not right with his stats. He ran
That's
with
a
the
fact.
facts. You don't know. But I'm not talking about my boys yet. David, I believe y'all got a sweep as well. Did y'all sweep the Broncos this year?
We always sweep
They swept us,
our
but they
sisters.
trash.
I'm not worried about that.
Their sweep means nothing.
When I see the Broncos on the schedule,
That was the most
W.
meaningless sweep I've ever seen in my life.
David, let me make sure you good. David, salute to you. Let me make sure you good. Give me the wave check. Make sure you good. A little delay, but I see you. Let me hear you.
Hey, that was the most meaningless sweep ever in
Hey,
NFL history.
Almost happy Thanksgiving to each and every one of y'all. Be that every year to lose those 2 games, so it's gonna be a quick summary when the Broncos. Quick summary.
Like I said, that was the worst sweep in
all y'all too.
A win. A win is a win. You know,
worst sweep in NFL history. Trash versus trashier.
I hear you. I hear you, Lamar. Let me hear you, sir. Make sure you good in the building. What's going on, Lamar? Can I hear you?
What's up, everybody? I'm on my way home from work, so that's why I'm not on screen.
No problem.
What's up, Al?
We don't want
What's
to
going on?
Eagles fans anyway.
Listen,
My number one hater again.
Go ahead, man. Every week he coming gunning, ready, guns are blazing. Listen, man, for anybody that's first tuned in, again, this is Fanatics Live for the fans, by the fans, and this is exactly what we do. We are a show full of passionate fans who love to go back and forth, repping our team, making sure we know our stuff. We're going to call out our team when they ain't doing what they need to. We're going to make sure they doing their thing. We give them the applause and accolades they deserve. And you know what? Sometimes our fanaticism, as I like to call it, be blinded. We don't see that our team might be trash or might be on the decline or might be doing well, and we don't acknowledge it. Yes, some of us are the worst critics. This is Fanatics Live for the fans, by the fans. We're going to get into it, man. I like to start with AFC first because the NFC got a whole lot going on in that world. And I know you might catch some Commander fans coming in here and a bunch of other fans. But in the meantime, I'm going to start in the AFC first. Thanksgiving, already happened, and we had games on yesterday, but I want to go back to Sunday. Sunday was a pretty big day. We had the Raiders head-to-head with their arch nemesis in the division, the Denver Broncos. It was in Denver, so I don't know what happened.
They have a double agent. They need to pay Melvin Gordon his money.
So, Terrence, clearly feel like Melvin Gordon is the main contributor to y'all losing this game. I need y'all both. I'm going to start with the loser first. Let me start with the winner first. Let me start with the winner. So, winners, just have your soliloquies, as Mark like to say. Have them ready for when I come to you to explain how y'all was victorious and break down what you did against your opponent to make it the outcome be what it was. But in the meantime, the loser, get your whys together, because I think I need to know what's going on. And do you see your team turning it around, or is it possible that you are on a decline and you looking forward to the draft? Keep it real, because it is documented. David, the floor is yours, sir. Hopefully we can hear you and you are good. Break down this game and where you guys are going in the next week or so. I'm listening. The floor is yours, sir.
First and foremost, Terrence is about 80% right. We do owe Melvin Gordon some money because they against us for some reason. He's down on the goal line. First and 6 has had momentum. And the rest of the way, after that, like we really had momentum after his phone. Adams played great, 7 catches, buck 20. Jacob, who is now 4th in the league in rushing, do his thing. It was make any stupid mistakes, and now it's on to Seattle, where we're gonna pick up another W and then another W. And by the way, I told y'all. As far as the Broncos, they're used to the Raiders going up to Colorado and leaving with the W. The Broncos are used to that. Their season might be over with. Our season is just Russell Wilson needs to go. That's all I'm saying.
So, David, I love your excitement. I love your passion. I love the fact that you made a prediction a couple of weeks ago that y'all was gonna win out. You was a little off, I think, by 2 games. And y'all had like a 2 losing. But so I just want to be clear. So you feel now you're willing to go back and say, now that y'all done got that, took care of business with the Broncos, y'all back on track, y'all about to win out?
Mike, Seattle is a W. We play the Chargers. We always 1-1 with the Chargers. The Chargers punch us in the face. We come back and return. And it's on to Kansas City. That might be a little tricky. And then then it's 2 scrubs, somebody else, y'all, and then win these remaining. We could win these remaining 6 games and finish 10. I believe it. The Kansas City game might be rough. I think y'all gonna sleep on us outcome. We don't have the defense to keep up with y'all, no way. But by that time, y'all be thinking it's day. Let's go. Let's freaking rest our players. Get ready for week 18. Mm-hmm. I can see an upset. Us getting away with that game, and I'm just responded. This is the first Carr game that he looked like Derek Carr. Okay. The entire he got other people involved, got Monroe involved, flip of anything, but he looked confident. He almost gave the game away though. That last in overtime where Adams scored 2 more seconds. That's to be more aware of his surroundings, even with that bad offensive line. But good job and now it's time to go. It's time to go. I believe it. I believe it into the word eliminated or Super Bowl.
Look, listen, I'm not one to talk and say that, to tell you any different as a fanatic. I respect your stance. I think you're crazy, but I respect your stance. I don't know how y'all going to turn around a 3-7 and all of a sudden go on that. But listen, stranger things have happened. I can't recall when. Some people seen Bigfoot. Some people have seen the lot. I'm just saying. It's, people been abducted by aliens. These are all anomalies that just happened that, just random occurrences. So I'm just saying.
Y'all was 2-5 last year and made the playoffs. Why not us? Why not us? I believe it. You don't believe in your
I'm just being the guy that tell you the reality is it's a tight window.
Let it come out. Let it come out. Keep talking.
Tight window. But I respect it. So, David, as you already know, because you heard this weeks ago, it is documented that you believe your boys can go. And how many wins total do you anticipate y'all coming out with at the end of this year?
It's either going to be 9-8. I'm scared. Like, Kansas City owns us playing in the sim. Say, we're going to beat Kansas City. No, that's a lie. But they might be sleeping. They might be resting their players as well. So hopefully those last 2 teams are not trying to get injured going into the playoffs, and we can sneak away with them. It's going to be tough. I'm not going to sit here and say, anybody's easy.
Right.
But I believe my team to the word eliminated or Super Bowl. That's it.
Okay, 9 or 8 wins is what you got y'all coming out with. Right now, y'all are currently 3-7. Listen, man, I respect this fact that you guys feel like like you're a fan. That's what you do. All right, no problem.
He's high. That's what he is.
Before I go to Terrence, I want you to break down to me what is their problem right now that caused them to lose that game, and then I'm gonna go to him so he can break it down.
I told you what it was. Melvin Gordon.
Denver has.
He say Melvin Gordon. I feel like Melvin Gordon's a scapegoat because he's no longer there. David, you tell me you know them better since y'all swept them. You know them like the back of your hand. Tell us about the Broncos and what's happening over there since Rod Broncos country they ain't catch on to the theme song in the phrase. So what's going on over there?
Denver just has the same weak coaching staff is not doing anything to change it. Denver has a bad, and I didn't think it was. Denver might have the worst offensive line in football. So, like, I'm not looking at Russell Wilson as only getting 2 seconds to throw it, and you trying to make everything go deep and Bowles is not blocking well. The running backs, other than Williams, who's now hurt, was 4 yards a clip. Bones was picking it up, but it's just defense is lights out. They flying around, making plays, good second depth. That is a college football offensive line, and it needs to be up.
So Alabama got a better line than them. Oregon got a better line. I hear you, man. I hear you.
Alabama, Arkansas, yes, they might have better lines. Alabama and Arkansas lines than the Denver Broncos.
Okay. I thank you for your breakdown on your opponent. I love to do that. Trust me, for the winners, I'm gonna give y'all that opportunity to break down your opponent and what happened. So be ready. Just know I had to highlight that. So Terrence, I want to make sure I give you the floor. You know, it's dark days out there in Denver, and you got on the shades. Is that the hater blockers, or that's just because you hiding because y'all ain't looking that great? What's
I'm in witness protection.
Listen,
I'm in the witness protection program.
It's bad out there, man. Look, Super Bowl or bust, and it ain't quite work out the way that you wanted it to go. Explain to us, man, what in the world is going on in Denver? Who is the blame that is currently there? Melvin's not there.
Who's the
so
blame?
Don't give me Melvin Gordon.
Let's totally be honest. So it's documented even on the show. Melvin Gordon has single-handedly been responsible for at least 4 losses in the past 2 years. At least.
I say 3.
At least. He's fumbled. He's fumbled at the same thing that happened with the Raiders last week. He's done that in at least 2 to 3 other games within the past 2 years. That's what he do. He fumbles the ball. That's the reason why he didn't know. That's the reason why I'm up right now. Think about it. We got rid of him, and not one team has picked him up yet.
It's only been a week. He just played.
And then last year, let's think about it. And then last year, when we didn't re-sign him, no one else even inquired.
Yeah, good point.
Because he has fumbling issues. That's just what it is. So I mean, when you talk about what's the issue there, it's a few. Your offensive line, whatever you have, your offensive line is decimated. You're playing players that would normally be someone else's second team players. There's not one person that's on that offensive line right now that's started the year. Cushenberry is the only person that's started the year. Not one person on that offensive line is that. And honestly speaking, even when it was all starters,
I can't hear you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Even when it was all the starters, whatever. Honestly speaking, they weren't doing their job. It's just bottom line. They weren't doing their job. In order for this offense to be able to work, you have to be able to run the ball. We have not been able to run the ball. If you're going to run a play action type offense, you have to give them something to bite on. We haven't given the defense anything to bite on. So what they do is they tee off. When you look at it, they're teeing off. Ain't nobody, and the inside linebackers ain't checking for our running backs to see what they're doing. They're not doing it. Well, we beat y'all, so I'm not worried about that cup. Because your cup didn't run us over that game. So
Roscoe, I don't control it. Roscoe chimes in when he needs to. Go ahead. I don't know. He got him out of his own.
But no, that's the big injuries, offensive line. I cannot blame the defense, man. The defense have done their job, whatever. The defense, I'm concerned about the inside linebacker. Although we ended up getting the guy from the Seagulls last year, he stepped in and he's actually done a great job. I hope they actually can resign him and give him a nice little contract. But honestly speaking, even the 4th round pick Mathis played well. Surtain played really well. I mean, honestly, that actual situation
about that. I was saving that till last. We gonna definitely talk about that.
You don't have to say it for last because they split. You figure he's a second-year player going against an all pro receiver. He shut their receiver down the first game. Check it out. Go look at it.
David, is that true?
No, that's not a true statement.
He was thrown to how many times, David? How many times was he thrown to the first game?
In game
1, he was thrown to 13 times. He was thrown to 13 times.
In this game, he was thrown to 13 times. This one, the one I just passed.
No, he go check
both games.
Well, he got 13 passes in both games. Okay.
Right, and guess what? Whatever in that game, whatever, it was all short passes that he got. Nothing over the top. None of that stuff. He shut down. It was bad.
He's 8 catches and
this game,
80 yards.
This game was a different. You go. I'll let you go now. Let you go. Because your team is just as shaky as your internet right now. So I ain't gonna go too bad on you. But it's just as shaky right now. But back what I was saying though. No, honestly speaking, we should have won that game. I wasn't even. I was working, so I wasn't even looking at the game in the full thing. But I'm thinking game is over. Okay. We goes down and fumble and gives the ball and then miss the field goal and then put him away. So I mean, my thing, and that's how the whole season has been that way. We have not put anyone away. And honestly speaking, it's the coach's fault. You know what I'm saying? And you have a situation where you change the play caller. Did okay, you came out the first drive and put points up on the board, but what happens when they adjust? When teams adjust on offense, on defense, we just don't adjust very. And that's the biggest issue. Am I looking forward to the offseason? Whatever, perhaps. I think we can still win some games. I still think that we can be spoiler. I'm not going to say the season is just over, but it's almost there. The fat lady is warming up. She warming up. She drinking water to get her throat lathered up. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's just being true. In order for us to do anything, we have to read the offensive line. That's going to be able to move. I want Bowles. I want the left tackle. I want him to be moved to the right side, and that's a left tackle or bring someone else in. And I'm not really sure about Hackett. Just don't know. I would love for us to go back and look at Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn and Russell have a relationship that they've had over several years. And honestly speaking, I thought we should have went Dan Quinn to begin with, but they wanted to go offense because we went defense the past few hires. But honestly speaking, man, I'm not really sure. Either we go Dan Quinn or I want my man from off your team running.
You're not losing Hackett that fast, bro. Hackett's gonna be there.
Yes. Keep in mind, there's two. Let me tell you why. There's two factors. There's one big factor. The owners that's there didn't hire him. The owners that's there didn't hire him.
Okay.
So that's the major factor. The Walmart, which owns that team, did not hire him. He was hired by the previous ownership. So he's definitely whatever on possibly a chopping block. If things don't turn around, whatever. If he loses the next few games, it would not surprise me if he's fired before the season ends.
Wow, man.
And they let defensive coordinator see what he does. It would not surprise me though.
I wouldn't be surprised by it. I guess based on what you just told me, I don't see it happening because, I mean, unless y'all go after like D'Amico Ryans from us when he, after this year, maybe that might be our choice. But yeah, I see what you're saying. I
think they're gonna go. I think they'll go back. I think they'll go. I'm not honestly speaking. I love D'Amico Ryans. I love what he does, whatever. But I don't think they're gonna go back to a first year head coach this time.
Got you.
I don't think they're gonna go first year. I think they're gonna go. They'll try out Evero, which is defensive coordinator. They'll try out. I don't think that they're looking to actually hire him as the head dude. I don't think so. I think they're looking for an established coach, whatever. That can possibly get some things going. I think that's one of the biggest things with hiring a rookie head coach, man, is that he has so much stuff on his plate. You know what I'm saying? And with Hackett has had on his someone to help him do clock management. Think about that. He had to hire someone.
Man, nothing about no rookie head coach, man. Hackett got a resume in the NFL, man.
Not as a head
resume,
coach, as
his resume
like all day.
As an OC, not anything else.
So as I get ready to move off for two losing teams and get to some real winning teams, I wanted to make sure I get y'all the floor. But David, thank you, Cyrus, for breaking that down. David, how are you feeling now with McDaniels? Do you feel like McDaniels still needs to go, or what's your take now that y'all gonna make a run for it?
I hope they keep McDaniels.
I don't trust him, but like I said last week, I told secretary, and
yeah,
McDaniels isn't going anywhere. So and hopefully he can adapt.
Interesting.
Or we'll
a certain
see the real
moderator
Patty
also
does
said
next
that.
year.
Interesting. All right. So let me ask you in regards to the comments that was made by Adams. Adams called the young boy. He said he's too young. He not ready yet. How do you feel about that? Is that going to light a fire under your boys? And the truth of the matter is, was there truth to that statement? Because he cooked them twice. Two plays.
No, he didn't twice. No, he didn't. No, he didn't do them twice. No, he didn't.
Them plays thoroughly. Those was his assignments. Both of
the
them.
Overtime play,
Terrence let him rock. Go ahead, David.
The overtime play, Surtain was not in man coverage. He was in zone. So that's to the second level on that corner.
There was nobody else in that zone.
That was safety's fault.
Make those comments before the game and then carry them out. Don't make those comments after the game when we didn't.
Thank you.
Cut it out. You don't make those comments. You make those comments to him. I'm murdering him. Check me out. You make those comments at the beginning of the game. I'm about to give him the end of the game when we had to go into overtime and barely get a W.
So this is what I got a problem with. If your team is 3-7 and your all-pro, all-everything receiver begins yapping and starts talking and it lights a fire under the team, isn't that what you brought him in there for? Because he's used to winning?
I want him in there because he's all National Football League. Right? Plain and simple. Not going to knock him, even though his numbers is not going to read that. But have that confidence and that swagger before the game. Not us being that you make a catch on a guy in zone coverage. Oh, I'm killing him. That's one game. Like
man,
carry
that on this whole week. Carry that on this.
And that's the reason why I respect David, because he speak that truth. That's why I respect.
Mark, look, I would have talked. I'm telling you right now, I beat a dude twice. Let alone a walk-off touchdown. I'm yapping the whole way.
So Seattle rookie cornerback got 5 interceptions right now. Make those comments now before.
Good point. All right. I respect it. Okay. I mean, listen. At the end of the day, y'all got some really big hills to climb. I don't know how that's gonna work out. So you gave me your prediction that y'all gonna win 8 or 9 games. That's where you feel confident. Terrence, I need your prediction as I move on to the NFC East. What is your prediction for y'all final results at the end of this year? How many wins?
500. 500. That's it.
8-8?
8-8, if that.
Wow.
We down bad, right? We down bad, right? And we down bad right now, bro. I'm not gonna say and sugarcoat it. We down bad. No, no.
So is Russell? I'm trying to be nice with it. Is Russell who y'all thought he was? I can't hear you.
My audio is like off right now.
All right, don't worry about it. I'm gonna move on. I'll get y'all enough time. So I'll save that for another time when I come back. NFC East. Drum roll. We had a Thursday night game. Thank you, AFC. I appreciate y'all. Listen, y'all got talent. I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna put it out there for y'all real quick. I don't know if y'all can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Out there real quick. In my personal opinion, the best team in the NFL is Kansas City Chiefs. They are the team to beat, period. I'm telling you from facing them, Kansas City, and thank you, Giants, for giving them Tony. Make them even better. Why do that? But yeah, so yeah, they're the team to beat. They're the team to beat. So yeah, the Eagles look good. Cowboys look good. Niners look good. Philly look good. Kansas City has firepower, like a lot of it. And their defenses, they can be run on, but most teams get down so far they can't run. You got to throw the ball on them. So just remember I said Kansas City's the team to beat. NFC East, I'm moving on to y'all. Thank y'all, AFC. Listen, man. We had Sunday I'm gonna save you the last. I gotta go deal with. I gotta handle some business from Thursday first, y'all. Y'all out there. I ain't got Corey on here to talk smack to you, so you get saved by the bell because Corey not here. But I gotta. Y'all lost, right? Didn't y'all lose to Washington this week, Thursday? Y'all lost last week.
You talking to Phil? You talking to me?
Yeah. Did y'all didn't play Sunday, right?
We beat the Colts. We came back and beat the
Had a
Colts.
follow-up game after that. Okay, yeah. You beat the Colts. It was last week that you lost to Philly. Yep, I bet you lost to Washington. So you guys are good. So y'all back on track with a win. Right now, the Giants are on a two-game losing streak. Cowboys have bounced back after what happened with them, and now they look for not even what happened with them. Last week they blew out a 9-1 Minnesota Vikings team, and I'm not gonna lie, as much as I hate that's the Cowboys, but I was like, yo, they looked impressive. So I'm gonna say this, man. NFC East, it's a tight race. Y'all it's like this between the third and fourth, because I think the first and second kind of is where it's gonna be. And we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Oh yes, between the second and third spot. Now the
two-man race.
Cowboys have leapfrogged the Giants is number 2.
Two-man race.
Number 3.
Two-man race.
Oh wow. Hey, Cello, don't let them disrespect you like that, baby.
No, let me setting that up. Let me ask.
We can't hear you, Cello.
First, Mark. Congratulations, one on the big win against Minnesota. I did not anticipate seeing that kind of game, let alone a 40-3, and then you followed it up with a shaky first half because it's a division game. But second half, y'all did what y'all supposed to do, and then the Giants completely abandoned their game plan from the first half. Talk to me about what happened with this game and what your expectations was, because you told them a couple of weeks ago, y'all don't want to see us on Thanksgiving. It's going to be a bad Thanksgiving for you. It's going to taste just as bad as your leftovers from somebody that did. So tell me about what's going on, man.
First and foremost, let me please start by saying we played 3 games in 13 days. That's number one. One of the only teams in the league to do that. Games in 13 days, and we go 2-1. We lose to Green Bay barely, and then we win the next 2. Furthermore, what I would like to also add was not only was Thanksgiving one of the most pleasant experiences, but if I'm keeping it dead 100, it was a typical NFC game. Typical. And when I mean typical is the Giants came in with a winning record. Giants showed the first half that they're not flukes. Not flukes. But they don't have the firepower to sustain the whole game in order to win the game. Second half comes, Giants pretty much they shot first half. Cowboys make adjustments. We get the victory at the end. I can sit on here and honestly I can dog them out. But yeah, we got a 10-game winning streak over them. We didn't sweat them. The boom is broke now because, for 10 games, every time you sleep the bottom, boom is break. But in the grand scheme of things, I can't sit here with a good conscience and act like it's a cakewalk, because it wasn't a cakewalk. Guys had a lot of injuries. Guys are pretty much limping into every single game, week after week after week. But yet, they are showing the character of trying to have a winning pedigree. Right now, the NFC East is a 2-man race. It's between Philly and the Cowboys. The Giants are on the outside looking in. Still got the potential to try to maybe, get into the mix, but it's going to be that much harder with the next 2 division games against Philly coming up, another division game against Washington coming up. They got the Colts coming up, so it's a gauntlet that they got to go through in order to get through that. To get to the Cowboys, I think the last 3 weeks, not that it really surprised me, but what it did show was the character of the football team going into the second half. Cowboys, even if you listen to the locker room or you listen to any interviews, they laser focused. We can have a bad half, go into halftime, and come back looking like a completely different team. But the team we saw on Thanksgiving the first half, If that team would have came out the second half like, came out the first half like they came out the second half, it would have been a 50-point game with ease. Not even complicated. That's not like, trying to blow it up. It's just honestly what it is. I think right now, the strongest factor that we do have, we got our leader back. I got my 2 running backs that came back, complement each other perfectly. If anyone noticed, Tony Pollard got kind of shut down yesterday.
Yeah,
Focused their game plan on Tony Pollard yesterday. But guess what you can't do? You can't focus on Zeke while you're focusing on Pollard. So while you focused on Pollard yesterday, and they did an excellent, I actually say, out of any game Tony Pollard played, this has been the only game that I actually seen him contained. Like contained. They had the flat. They made sure as soon as he caught it, he tapped. But then we switched and said, oh, this ain't working. Let's put in the fifth back and see if they stop that. The Giants has problems at. I will say this. Yesterday, I got to watch the game again really quick. I didn't know, and I don't even know if Giant fans even really pay attention to it. Looks like Jalen Smith has a resurgence. He was flying around the field yesterday. Every single play I was watching, all I was Jalen Smith, every single play damn near. And you know what? Excuse me?
Thibodeau too.
Thibodeau had a good game, but for me personally, for them to go out and get Jalen Smith, had a confidence in him to start middle linebacker. Yesterday, I think he solidified him being able to be re-signed for long term, because yesterday the homeboy played his tail off, man. I'm not even gonna lie. The cornerbacks had a rough day yesterday, but that's given because they banged up at the cornerback spot. Now, you know what I'm saying?
Cello and Timmy, Mark, let me just ask them this quick question. That's your third, fourth corner? What number on the depth chart is Holmes?
Correct, huh? Don Holmes?
Yeah, where is he at? Because he was getting cooked.
Dory Jackson's on.
It was very fitting for Thanksgiving because he was getting cooked for real.
That's been Don Holmes all year, pretty much. So our best corners have been Dory Jackson, Fabian Morrell. You know what I'm saying? Then we got McKenzie, but they wasn't playing that game, so we had to rely on our practice squad players.
With the Cowboys too,
which honestly they held up good. They held up as much as they could. But that's what we got. That's what we had on the field.
Hey man, go out of free agents, man. There's some old corners out there that need jobs, man. Go get
Hey Nick, what the Cowboys doing? Cowboys scrub. We find out who the weakest link, and that's what we go after. And Phil does the same thing. All the good teams, we look for your weakness. If it's on D tackle, we're gonna go after him. I noticed yesterday we didn't run the Williams side too much because Williams played a great game yesterday. But guess what? We ran after Williams, past Williams yesterday. Like yesterday, we put Michael on their best offensive tackle, and Micah shredded him. Only reason Michael, and he was talking. You don't want to talk against the Lion, bro. Can't talk against the Lion. But I mean, I can sit here and go on and on and on about right now. And this is just to be dead honest, and I said this early during the year.
Talk your talk.
We got the Giants number, and until that changes, I just can't hear any more Giant talk, man. Like until that changes, I'm not saying it's never going to change. What I'm saying is, as of right now, my quarterback has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 5 years of basically just continuously shellacking the Giants one way or another, last minute wins one way or another. But the Giants culture is changing. And yesterday, first half, if you're a Giant fan, you should have a little encouragement, man. But, I'm not going to sit and clown these dudes because that would be insinuating
because you can't.
Like you did in Minnesota. And that wasn't the case.
You can't. I appreciate your humble approach, but I will say this: look, you can't talk all that talk and get swept. So yeah, in terms of saying that y'all own them, I say it for you. You get swept by a division opponent. They own you. It is what it is. Accept that. You got to
I mean, the Rams getting me hope because they was owned by the 49ers, but they be.
So I got it. Listen, you get swept by a division opponent, it happens, man.
And on top of that, they lost Beckham Bowl. They Beckham make a easy choice. You know what I'm saying? I won't be surprised if sometimes. Matter of fact, inside information for those who don't know. Jerry already talked to him. They had a nice talk on the phone. He'll be winding down the boy at the Star coming this week. If it's not week out, and it's like the 8th, I believe.
The audio breaks up a little bit, man.
Oh no, I'm just throwing out little anecdotes to go on with the game. That's all, you know.
Yeah.
And on top of that,
what was going on with all of these Odell highlights during the game? What, Lamar, if I can chime in.
That's the Cowboys' fault because they keep tweeting about it.
Is that like a recruiting tactic that Jerry Jones added to have all of these Odell highlights popping up during the Giants? I'm like, he's not signed yet. What's with all the highlights?
Cowboys get bonuses when they tweet about it.
That's called digging it in. That's letting them know that their best player will never beat infamy in Giants. The minute, and you heard it from me first, the minute to the second if he signs with the Cowboys, he will no longer be attached to the Giants. He will always be the Dallas Cowboys.
We all right with that. We all right with that.
That catch won't mean absolutely nothing when he'll be catching touchdowns. But like I said, man, y'all got a gauntlet to go. So I just don't want to. I don't want no more chest poking out next year. I don't want that chest sticking out. I don't need no weightlifting. I don't need no weightlifting memes, Mick. I don't need no weightlifting memes and them doing push-ups, acting like they gonna beat somebody. You're gonna get swept by us. You got swept by us. You're gonna get swept by Philly, and you're gonna lose one to Washington. If you're on the riverboat, you'll be on the cruise ship with that hat on, and you'll be waiting for us to get knocked out so you can have two cups. I love you though. I love you and Timmy.
I'm ready. I'm just waiting for my turn.
Look,
I'm good, Nick. Go ahead, bro.
That's all you got? That's all you got?
I'm being nice. Listen,
no, don't be nice. Don't be nice. Don't be nice. Don't be nice.
What they do first and foremost is keep it 100.
I don't want you to be nice, Mark.
And act like I blew you out.
I don't want you to be nice.
It's not authentic. We didn't blow you out.
I don't want you to be nice, Mark.
I'm just being real, son.
Before I go to the Giants, I'm gonna give my expert analysis as a moderator. Y'all look good the first half. You were going to Slayton, started hitting Richie with the underneath and stuff like that, and then y'all completely abandoned that. That fourth down, there's no way Danny Dimes misses Barkley on that very simple throw on fourth down. For you to hype him up, the way you hyped him up, and he missed that he was wide open with nobody near him. So that was really
and they only had 10 players on the field, man. They had 10 players on the field for that play. And
so we missed a blocker, right? We had 10 players. We was missing a blocker, right?
No, but he was still wide open.
No, you brought up the 10 players. We was missing a blocker, right?
Yeah, but he was still wide open.
So honestly, the design was nice, but we was missing a player. We was missing a blocker. If you're gonna bring that up, bring it up correctly.
My question to Timmy and Cello is, why did Dabo, whatever your coach name is, or whoever your offensive coordinator is,
hey, Terrence, you see the disrespect? You see why I gotta talk the way I talk?
Slayton's balling and having a good game, had a great catch by the goal line. Great catch. I don't think he had a catch in the second half.
Is Slayton the number one wide receiver? Is Slayton the number one wide receiver? Is Slayton the number one wide receiver?
Was he having a good game in the first half? Yes or no?
Yes, Daniel Jones threw a nice ball to him. He got the good catch, but is he a number one wide receiver? Number one wide receiver good for the whole game. Slayton has not
go to him anymore.
Because Slayton has not done this for the whole game. He's not a number one wide receiver, bro.
Did he have a catch?
He
Timmy
did.
I don't think he had a catch.
Did Galladay have a catch? Did Galladay have a catch? Galladay's our number one wide receiver.
Well, he don't count.
Galladay's the number. Wait, Galladay's our number one wide receiver. Slayton is Galladay's supposed to make it a little easier for Slayton, just like Gallup made it easier for Lamb.
All right, so you tell us. We all listen. We listening. And Timmy, I want to hear from you as well. Y'all tell us what happened because I know what I watched, and y'all did not look like the same team that came out after halftime. So go ahead and tell me what happened.
We looked good in the first half, but in the second half, Danny Dimes was calling his own plays out of nowhere on fourth downs. When he trying to throw it to Saquon, which he overthrew behind him.
Okay.
No player can throw a ball behind him and expect for that player to catch it.
But Daniel didn't call that play. That play came from the coaches.
Which is go back to what I said about the bad coaching in the second half. It was bad coaching.
I don't even say it was, I mean, to me, what happened was when the first off, Daniel Jones had 2 touchdowns in the first half, but one of them was taken away because one of our offensive linemen was an ineligible man down the field.
Right.
So they took that back.
That was legit.
We should have, could have, would have been up 17-7 going into the half.
Gotcha.
Daniel Jones came out right. Now we come into the second half. Who get the ball first? Dallas get the ball first.
But y'all was
Dallas goes on a 14-play drive. And honestly, let's be real, the refs kept that drive alive. Now, okay, we know that happens. That's a part of football. Refs mess up sometimes. They called the hold that wasn't a hold. My thing is, we already banged up in the secondary. Our next man up players did their part, but now you got this holding call, which was never holding call. Now our next man up players have to do it again.
That was a trash holding call. That
kept the drive alive.
I ain't gonna lie. That was a 36 that kept their drive alive. That was attack.
So they scored on that play. So I know our backs is tired by that time.
So,
now we.
But what about offense though? I'm not really mad at
you.
I'm
going there, bro. I'm going there. So now that after that, the drive that comes with the 4th and 1 comes.
Yes.
Honestly, I would have punted the ball, but then again, at the same time, I'm like, you know what? I can understand because our DBs is done, man. I knew it. I was like, dang, that 14-yard drive hurt us. I ain't gonna front.
I see you, David. I see you,
that 14-yard drive hurt us. And then when we didn't convert that 4th and 1, it really just, we gave them great field position and they scored again. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So that's really was the turning point right there.
All right, hold that.
After that, once Dallas got the lead, we just never got it back.
Got you. All right, hold that. I mean, some gaps in there you ain't fill in, but we gonna see. Go ahead, Mark. Let me hear you.
No, you gonna get Mark. Mark another 10-minute rant.
Listen, we just sit here and I understood I gave him his props. Let's not misconstrue. Got one of the best, probably the top in the league.
What you
say that again. You break it up. You're moving. Don't move your phone. Keep it where we can see you. Because when you move
I don't understand why he not getting people and in the second half throwing up 21, maybe 21 nothing the whole second half.
I ain't getting what you
When you play pick on the bum, Anthony Brown is our bum. So when you play him, most people, 99% of the time, throw it at Anthony Brown. You had absolutely no completion by Dave. I don't even think you even tested Dave.
I didn't see a throw on him.
Every time it was third and long, 4th and short, I'm going to take my defense over any offense in the league. So if I got to pin my ears back, I got literally a 70% chance of getting to the quarterback. That's a fact, not me making it up.
Okay.
Third of all, just to keep you on,
I see you, David.
You just anything. Once we step up, see that
Yeah, Mark,
running
bring
back
it
is
up.
happening.
Mark, I want to hear you, but you
You
like
in the water, brother.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
understand what
my
he said.
bad.
yeah, you fading.
That's this whole Hawaiian twin whipping like it's crazy, man.
Yeah, that's so it's like
Yeah,
you fading it out. So I'm gonna come back to you. Hold the rest of your thought. Let me go to David while you try to get that together. David, let me hear your make sure you sound good too. Go ahead, David. Chime in on what you think was going on.
Say this real quick, and this is just me really going at Cello. Fourth and Barkley. Fourth and one. Why you not doing that read option crap that y'all been doing all year?
Oh, I forgot
You
about
and
that.
Daniel
I
with
forgot about that.
Barkley and Daniel Jones. You know why? Because y'all just a dude, and everybody need to stop making the Giants out to be these dudes. Because if they was doing it, they would have figured out a way to win that game. They had the lead. They had the lead. That's just grow and develop yet. They still got time to grow and develop,
That's
but
it.
they ain't those dudes yet. They better figure it
So hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
He takes
First,
on the Adams
hold on,
personality. They ain't them
hold on,
dudes
hold on,
yet.
hold on. First off, you can't tell me nothing right now, bro, because I can't get no facts from you. Your Super Bowl winning Raiders is looking pretty terrible right now. Now, let me say this. Let me say this. First off,
Go ahead.
how you
same
gonna
record.
say
Y'all keep playing the way
how you
that y'all playing.
wait, how you gonna say it's only a two-man race when the Cowboys are 8-3, we 7-4? The Cowboys could easily just lose two in a row and we back up there. You know what I'm saying? It ain't guaranteed for the Eagles either. The Eagles can end up going on a losing streak. So how y'all gonna say it's a two-man race? Straight up disrespect my team and
Straight
then
up
get mad
disrespect.
when I got confidence in my team. When the
yo,
game,
son,
That's right,
when we
Philo.
still
Talk
wait,
your talk,
wait, no,
baby.
no,
Talk
no,
your
it's
talk.
my,
you're not
time.
playing with the
This my
Eagles,
no,
bro.
no, I ain't
No,
cut
You're
you
wait.
not
off.
playing
You
with
know
the
what it
Eagles,
is,
I
bro.
ain't cut you. How
You're
you gonna
not
get?
playing with
How you
the Eagles,
know
bro.
that? How you know that the Eagles just
Hold
You're
on.
not
Let me
playing
go
with the
to
Eagles.
Let me
Hey,
give
the
you
Lamar,
my
Eagles
I
just
ain't
point. Let me
for
give
him,
you my point.
Lamar. You're
the
not
Eagles
gonna beat the Eagles at
the
home or
Eagles
at
wait
Philly. It's
wait
not.
the
Hold that
Eagles
thought.
just
Hold that
lost
thought.
to
Hold your
Washington.
thought. Hold your thought. Hold your thought.
Gardner
Let me
Mitchell can
let
start,
Mark
and you won't win that game.
chime in.
Wait,
Hold on, Mark and Sella. Hold on. Lamar, chime in on this. What? Because again, all of y'all are in this. They just sitting there watching all the stuff underneath them. Lamar, what's your take on what Cello just said? I see your
God,
facial expression.
Can you mute my number one hater? Because I ain't going to get a
I
word
am.
out if you keep that up.
I am. I'm gonna mute him. He
That's
can't
number
talk.
one. Please do that.
Yo,
Are
he
we
told me
clear?
ahead of time. He knew what was coming.
Did you clear the airwaves?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. First off, in relation to the game that just was played, it's good to hear you, Mark. You echoed every word that I would have said in relation to y'all game that you just played.
Thank you.
That analysis was on point. We ain't supposed to be agreeing like this, but you basically snatched all the words out of my mouth. In
Keeping it
relation to
real,
the
Al.
Giants, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna be quick because I've been saying the same thing for the past 3-4 weeks when Cello was on here talking about we coming for the conference and we on y'all neck and we about to take the division. I said
He did say that.
I ain't trying to take your shine. I let you celebrate your victories, but I told you basically without saying it, but I'm gonna say it here that I'm not impressed with your offense. Defense been balling. I said this. This is stuff. I said your defense been balling. I said you've been keeping games close. That's how you got all of your victories because you've been coming up with big plays and key points in the fourth quarter, and y'all was winning close games. But when a team jump on top of you, and like the Detroit Lions did, you got no answer because Danny Dimes cannot throw y'all back into a game. He cannot win a football game when y'all trailing by multiple scores. We seen that in this Dallas game. Once Dallas turned it up in the second half, y'all had no answers for them. You got to do more. And now I got to call you out, Cello, because you the same dude that was saying, oh, we could just keep running the ball and running the ball and running the ball, and teams can't stop it. And when you know we running the ball, We just
I
keep
got,
39
running and they
yards,
running and
I
they
got a
58
running,
rebuttal for that
and
yards.
they
though.
can't
I'm with you,
stop
brother.
it.
I got a rebuttal for that though.
That is
He
Can I
got
something.
say
shut
my
down,
rebuttal?
man.
Can I say my rebuttal?
Yeah.
Let me just
When
say
the
this
Hold
first.
on,
You
when
hold
the
on.
when
gotta
the
do
Hold
more
on,
than run the
hold on.
ball. I've been saying that.
listen,
I've been saying
listen,
it week after week. You gotta do
Not when
more
we get
than run the
pumped.
ball.
listen.
Y'all
You
one
listen.
dimensional. That's why you lost.
Well, we
Yep.
7-4, one dimensional, bro. We still got a winning record and still can make it to the playoffs. So you can't say nothing as guaranteeing that we ain't gonna make the playoffs, and you can't guarantee that y'all gonna win it all. So anyway, let me go back to Barkley. When Barkley played, this is what I'm gonna say about Barkley. When Barkley
Two-man
played,
race.
when we played, see, there you go. There
Let
you
him
go.
rock.
So don't get
Let him
mad
rock.
when I
Let him
poke
rock.
my chest out. Don't get mad. Don't get
Hey,
mad when I poke my chest out.
Cello, ain't much you can say. I'm letting you rebuttal,
Listen,
but
listen,
yeah, y'all
listen,
lost. So there
listen,
ain't much here from
Please,
you.
listen.
Y'all lost.
man.
But I got you.
Please,
Go
bro.
ahead. Rebuttal. It's on you,
With
Cello.
Saquon Barkley,
Jimmy,
when we played,
you
when
sitting
we
there
played the
quiet.
Texans,
I need you to respond to Lamar's comment. Oh, I need you to
when we
respond
played,
to Lamar's comment about Danny Dimes not being able to bring y'all back in the game. You want to hear? I want to hear from you. Go ahead, Cello.
when we played the Texans, that Saquon had 35 rushes. That was the most he ever had in his career. I'm gonna be honest with you, the cat's still recovering from that. The cat still ain't recovered for that fully. I see it. I'm like, yo, Barkley ain't looking the same these past couple weeks. So honestly, that kind of like bothered me a little bit because I'm like, all right, Barkley, you want that money? They gave you 35 rushes.
How you in
You gotta stay.
recovery from a good game?
Listen, the
You
cat
still
ran
recovering from that
35
game as well,
I
times,
man.
never
bro.
heard of that before.
You didn't you
Trash!
say players are human too? Didn't y'all say players are human? The dude ran 35 rushes. Honestly, the cat still ain't recovered from that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm looking at Barkley like he not running the same. He ain't been running the
Derrick
same
Henry gets
these past couple
35.
games. I'm gonna be honest with
They're not the
you.
same
Derrick
running
Henry
back,
gets
though, baby.
25
You
to
can't
30
say
rushes,
that.
carries
Yo,
everything. Don't give
listen.
me that
No,
crap.
yeah,
Hey,
Barkley and
hey, hey,
Henry.
hey, yo, listen.
Hold up.
What you said?
Hold on. I gotta hear from Timmy's been here, and I want to again. We're focusing on the Giants because it's been a lot of talk, and they look like they're in trouble right now. My personal
But
assessment.
but but last thing I'm gonna say, we still in it, baby. We still
You
got more
are.
games to play. We
Talk your
still
You
talk,
don't
are.
don't
baby. Talk your
listen.
talk.
You
Al,
are.
Listen,
Al,
don't come over here. Act. Listen, y'all been helping
stop
each other.
gassing him up,
Y'all been
Al.
helping each other since the
Stop
draft.
gassing him up,
Keep
Al,
helping each other.
please, because he's not in it.
Listen,
You gotta
listen,
win two
listen,
division games.
Helping each
listen.
other since the
You
draft.
got to
It might
beat
be
Y'all
Philly
been
some
helping
twice.
truth to
each
that.
You
other
got to
since the
beat
draft.
Washington
It might
to
be
even
some
be
truth to that.
considered
He's
for
been
that.
out there helping each other since the
And Mike, this
draft.
is my last thing. This is my last thing. This is my last thing. We
Go ahead,
7-4,
Cello.
baby. We 7-4. We still in it,
Talk
baby.
your
Y'all
talk.
gotta do more. Y'all gotta do more to take us out, baby. We got Philly twice. We
Talk your
got
talk.
Washington twice. We done seen Washington beat Philly already. So why we can't
Uh-oh.
do it? Come on
Uh-oh.
now, y'all. You better chill out. You better
Because
chill
you one
out.
dimensional.
You better
It was
no.
warning shots. Sister. Come
Listen,
on.
listen,
Warning shots.
David, he not scared.
listen,
David, he letting y'all.
listen.
He putting y'all on notice. Terrence, he not
I
scared.
I just
Yo,
want to
man,
listen.
hey,
I
listen.
just want to
He,
shot,
hey,
baby. We
he
get
trying
two
to go
shots
up.
at Philly.
Yo,
We get
he trying to go up against
listen. Y'all
the
said we
top
done.
teams in
Y'all
the
said we
league.
done.
Go ahead.
You
I
are
never said
done.
that.
You
I never
done.
said
You
you done.
done.
I never
Yo, you
said
can
you
put
done.
yo.
I
You
never said
done.
you done.
You can put me on record as saying you done. Not only you can put me on the record as saying you done. I'm on the record right now. You will not make the playoffs, and you will end up last in the division. If the Redskins, if the Commanders keep playing the way they playing, you're gonna end up last in the division. You're a one-trick pony. Ain't nobody scared of a team that only runs the ball. The Redskins stop the run. Philly stop the run. The Colts stop the run. Everybody on your schedule stops the run. And you think you're gonna go and run the table? You'll be lucky if you get one game out of this division for your next rest of your schedule. Put me online right now.
It is
And matter of
documented,
fact,
baby. I
this is
love that you're
documented.
doing this.
I can
Thank you for the
guarantee.
documentation.
Listen. I
Thank
can
you for the
guarantee.
documentation. Thank
Listen.
you
I
for
can
the documentation,
guarantee.
baby.
I can guarantee They lose to Philly big both times. It won't be close like against Dallas. They're gonna lose to Philly big. They're gonna lose. Heineke gonna be red hot. The rest of the defenders is playing hot. Yo, listen, y'all blowing the
gonna
ball.
rob Philly
Break
like
his
that? You
heart
a
and let him
Cowboys
know
fan.
now.
How you
Stop
gonna rob
gassing
Philly
him
like
up.
that? Like how
It's
you gonna rob
nothing.
Philly like that? You a
It's
Cowboys fan,
nothing
bro.
you've seen.
So hold on.
It's
You
Let's be
nothing
clear.
you've seen, bro.
Clear, Mark. What do you predict them to have record wise by the time this is over? What do you some have in their final record?
Well, let's go. Let me just go off of their next 5 games. Let me just
Yes.
go off of their next 5 games. Out of those 5 games, 3 of those are division games. In order for him to even sniff the playoffs, he got to win at least 2 out of those 3 games in order to sniff the playoffs and get into the conference. Am I lying, Lamar, on that one?
So you guaranteeing y'all make the plus and we don't make the plus, and you guaranteeing that Philly gonna
I'm
blow us
already
out?
in the playoffs.
No, wait.
If you
Are
say,
you guaranteeing it? Are you guaranteeing all those things?
Hold
yo,
on.
It's
listen.
documented.
If I look at my schedule,
I
my
never knew
remaining
a
schedule
Cowboys fan
compared
that
to
rode
yours.
Philly the way you do.
Listen,
Hold on.
my
I got you, Sella. Hold on. Lamar,
my.
can you answer that question that he said? Is there truth to that statement? Like they need at least 2 of those wins in order to. Is that facts?
They got a rough road ahead. I thought that their best chances of being in contention for second place in our division, they had to
Beating
beat
Dallas.
the Detroit Lions and they had to beat
And
Dallas. I said it
And
on the show
Dallas.
2 weeks ago. And I said it would be really interesting. I said it on the show 2 weeks ago. But the way that they came out against Detroit and the way that they folded in the second half against Dallas, they're going to have tough sledding ahead of them. I'm not going to go as far as to say they're not going to make the playoffs because they already got 7. So all they need is about 3 more. And they play Chicago and they play another easy team. But let me tell you, they play Minnesota, like Mark said. They play us twice, like Mark said. They play a surging Washington Commanders twice, like Mark said. It's going to be tough sledding in the next couple of weeks for the New York Giants. And on top of that, all the injuries.
David, I got you. Hold on. I got to go to
He
Timmy.
will be on a love boat. He will be on a love boat going into the end of the week.
It's documented. It's
End of the
documented.
year, love boat.
I love this.
Timmy, there's been a
I
prediction
love
made.
this.
Y'all not gonna make the playoffs. David, why can't you hear us? We're talking. They can hear us. Can I talk? Go ahead. Let me see if I can hear you. I don't think I got you muted. Let me just make sure I don't have you muted.
Minnesota's gonna blow y'all out. Can you
So
hear me now?
Be good.
Yeah.
I had you muted because your background noise, some kind of noise was coming back from your line for some reason.
That's
Timmy,
not from my line. That's not from my line.
When you got David got some comments that's gonna be chimed in a second. Mark made a prediction that y'all are not gonna make the playoffs. Like y'all gonna
We are gonna make the playoffs.
decline is real, and then so he made that prediction, and then Lamar said y'all got tough sledding ahead. Do you agree with the tough sledding ahead? And what is your prediction on how these next 5 games really are gonna play out for you? What's your thoughts on all of that as I wrap up?
I got 2 scenarios for that one.
Go ahead.
Just in case there's a split between either Washington or Philly, we're gonna make the playoffs. But we don't. The second scenario is this: if we don't beat beat Philly in one of those splits, then we're gonna have to beat Washington twice, and Minnesota is a must-win game to be in the playoffs.
Wow.
And I agree with Lamar was saying that we have to get 3 wins into the playoffs, but we have to end up being in a wild card spot.
And just so y'all know, I'm really riding I'm really not the Cowboys. I'm really riding the Giants because I want that spot. Just be clear. We need that spot, buddy. We coming. So
you ain't got to worry. Hey, Mick, you ain't got to worry about that. You ain't got to worry about that.
Mike,
You ain't got to worry about that. Mike, you ain't got to worry about that. You posted
you ahead of them.
So go home early, Mike.
In the playoff run, you ahead of them. Right now, y'all ahead of them in the playoff.
Y'all ahead of them, Mike. Y'all leading the division.
But record-wise,
Yeah, you number one. You ain't worried about that. They not gonna be there. You ain't gotta worry about it.
Spot, Cello. I need that spot, son. You got to give it up.
And
we're about to take that
Mike,
shade. We need that shade, buddy.
And Mike, that's what I was gonna get into. Not focus on their own division. They got to focus on the teams outside of it. I don't see Tampa Bay going nowhere. I don't see Atlanta going nowhere because Atlanta actually has coming up. Y'all obviously is going to be in first place or second place in y'all division. They're clearing house in theirs.
Yeah.
They're not clearing house in theirs. So the Giants, maybe even 3 because they're not a bad team. They're a well-coached team. I'm not going to come over here and disrespect them. But if you finish with 9 wins, you won't go to the playoffs. In that conference are going to finish with 9 wins. Seattle's going to finish with 9 wins. Tampa's going to finish. It's going to be around the 8 and 9 mark. The Niners are going to be around the 9 and so you have to win 10 games. The Giants have to win 3 of their remaining 6 games. I don't see it happening.
Yeah. I will say this, Timmy and Cello, you cannot win games with Barkley only carrying the ball 11 times. That's bad coaching. Sorry. Y'all ran him only 11 times.
And that's how Barkley got like 32 yards in that game against Dallas.
Dallas took Barkley out of that game.
Yo, Mike, that's what Lamar just said. Every team, Dan Quinn went into that game. Dan Quinn went into that game knowing if you take Barkley out of that game,
they might have took him out that game.
every single defensive coordinator that they played against till the end of the year gonna know if you get Barkley out of the game, they will lose the game. Mathematics ain't different.
Young boy Brightwell showed a nice burst. Y'all might want to start using him on screens or something because maybe it was just that game, but he looked good in terms of he averaged 6 points.
He was good because nobody was spotlighting him. Ain't nobody going to the game saying let's stop Brightwell.
Yeah.
No, stop Barkley, let Brightwell get what he did. That's exactly what happened.
I will tell y'all, before I move off of the Giants and the Cowboys, I'm going to say this to my brothers that are Giants fans that I echoed on the chat. Throw the ball to Richie James already, man, and stop playing around. The man had 5 catches for 41 yards and a touchdown. Y'all don't throw it to him underneath. You don't got to go deep. All you got to do is hit him on shallow routes across. He's a punt returner. He knows how to catch and run.
Hey, Mike, is he a number 1? Mike, is he a number 1 wide receiver?
I'm telling you.
Mike, is he a
Mike,
is he a number 1 wide receiver?
He's a number 1 wide receiver.
Is he not? Come on, don't bring him back, man. Come on now. Listen, we still in the playoff hunt, baby. Y'all ain't knock us out the playoffs. We still in it. Too bad y'all still got to hear my mouth.
Y'all got
Hey, Lamar, stop agreeing with him, Lamar. When you go more back, you're getting a pitchfork in him by the end of the year. Everything that said, I'm having
Hey, Mark.
I need this final prediction.
I love it.
Tell Lamar he's not going nowhere.
I love it like this.
As long as he's not eliminated, he gonna keep talking. So,
hey, Mike, hey, moderator, could I?
You feel confident about the Raiders? I feel like he has the right to talk as a Giant fan.
Moderator, I just need to know what 3 games or 4 game winning streak. That's all I need to know. I just need to know.
I feel like they're about to be
what 4 teams you see other than Washington?
They have to use the weapons they have. You cannot not give Slate the ball. You cannot not give Richie the ball, and you definitely can't use Barkley only 11 times if you expect to win these next 3 out of 5 games. There's no way possible. You don't utilize.
Hey, Mike, yesterday, if you rewatch that game, If you rewatch that game, Mike, we had 9 men in the box. We basically dead from the run ball.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
That's it. And that's gonna happen to them the rest of the year, bro. It's not a hard thing to do.
Yeah, I think so. Timmy and Smello, I think, regardless if you want to hear it or not, teams are going to back the box and say, Danny Dimes beat us over the top. They're going to dare Danny Dimes to beat them. So y'all gonna have to figure something out.
We got more games to play, fellas.
Yo, I got that Titanic meme already ready. I got that Titanic meme ready with Cello ready to
back to the basement.
hold the helm, bro. I got it ready.
Put that Titanic music up in the attic.
As I wrap up the Giants, Timmy, what is your prediction for y'all final record? You said you got y'all in the playoffs, right? You got them in the playoffs? Okay.
10 wins.
10 wins.
10 wins can get you in the playoffs.
Cello, you got them in the playoffs? How many wins you got y'all finishing out with? 10 as well?
I got us going to the playoffs. That's all I want. All I want is a shot, baby. All I want is a shot in the playoffs, baby. That's what
the quickest one and done in the history of the playoffs.
They gonna turn it around.
Let's get it.
Right now. Come on, man. We ain't no games for nothing.
You know, listen. I respect it. I respect it. I like the fact that the Giants fans ain't backing down. We all rode them because they were doing a lot of talk on the chat. We seen Danny Dimes. We seen the schedule. When they was number 2, you couldn't tell them nothing because they were number 2. Like they was convinced like this. But now they were that
not number 2 no more though.
It's a little bit
not
of
number 2 no more.
Hey,
not number 2
and
no
we're gonna
more,
beat up the Washington Cobra Commanders.
Aren't you the one that said
21?
I told you. It's documented. It's documented that I told you that we would be second in the division. It's documented. I told you.
I can't hear you. Say what you trying. What's your question to him? Go ahead. Ask him so we can hear it. Go ahead, Cello.
I said, Mark, remember what you said, brother. If you ain't first,
okay,
you're last.
Hey, but it's not over. Lamar, listen. Lamar can sit here and tell you. Lamar can sit here and tell you you still got a chance to win that division. Am I right, Lamar? You still got a chance to win that division. It ain't over with, buddy. It's not over with. It ain't over with. You're done. You're not done. Lamar's not done.
Thank you for that. I'm going to Philly right now anyway. So, drum roll. Lamar, he just set it up. Good segue to Philly. He asked the question before I chime in on the status of your Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. Is there a possibility that the Cowboys nipping at your heels?
Yes, they're going to keep us grinding. Like I've been saying, I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but I've been saying it all year long that the Giants and the Cowboys got us to where we can't get comfortable, we can't sleep. And the good thing about these last 3 games, we from the Texans to the loss in Washington to the greasy trap game that Cello predicted last week. Each one of these games, we play sloppy football. I'm gonna be honest. And every season, teams will go through this, where they go through their stage of playing sloppy football, but good teams find a way to pull it out. We wind up winning 2 out of those 3 games. And the truth be told, even though, like I was talking last week, how Washington did this and Washington did that, and they ran on us and they ran on us, we still could have won that game if we didn't turn the ball over. So I'm glad that we going through our little funk now, because December 24th will be here before we know it, and we need to get back to playing better football. So, like I said, we're going to continue to keep grinding. We can't be looking like we got the division in the bag. I never come on here and talk like that. But I said this today. I said this today.
You do it subliminally.
What the Giants did losing these last 2. Yeah, man, it's looking like it's a 2-man race. It's looking like it's a 2-man race because y'all got a lot of ground to make up, And in order for y'all to make up that ground, you got to beat us twice. And I don't think you're going to be able to do that, son. I don't think you're going to be able to do that.
Do you guarantee that?
But Mike, hey, Lamar, what I
That's gonna
will
be a
say
split.
is, what I
Gonna be a
will say
split.
is, last game.
Hold on. I got Lamar. Still the floor is Lamar. Go ahead, Mark. Ask your question to him.
Go ahead, Mark.
Oh, I'm sorry. What I was going to say is, what I did do last game, actually, which is beneficial, because you don't want to play an undefeated team going all the way. You don't want to be the type of everybody is going at your neck every single week. So I hit your little rough new DNs in who don't know the system just right. So it looks like it's easy to run on. I know better because I'm a Cowboys fan. We play premium ball against y'all, and y'all can stop the run. Secondly, what I will definitely say is the worst thing that could have ever happened to me was allowing this dude, Jalen Hurts, to gain the confidence because they get to be an law. Jalen Hurts was trying to win that game. He was trying to win that game. Just like the quarterback that I was dreading, because it makes it harder to beat the quarterback is saying, it's going to be, I'm going to win this game. Hella hot water. I'm going to make the play. He made plays on the final drive. For that Philly stayed in contention. 1 point win, half point win. And right now, 4 teams in the league, the best teams in the league, Philly, San Fran, Dallas. If you're not in that echelon, I don't want to hear your mouth. I don't want to hear you talk about playoffs. I don't want to hear you talk about I don't want to hear you talk about sweet. Them the hottest teams out right now. You don't want to see Cowboys. You don't really damn sure don't see after that show. You don't want to see Kansas City.
No, you don't.
In my opinion, the best thing that happened to you was because if every game was into the season, it'll mess with you. You're growing pains. Your line to be back on track. Good. My bad, Mick. My bad.
You join this in and out. That's the only reason why I got to move on, just because your thing is fake. Like your connection is good, but for some reason it's in and out. So I can hear you. And I think Lamar, did you catch everything he said in regards to Jalen?
I think he was.
Y'all losing that game, and it was good for you and everything like that. And
I said it 2 weeks ago. Remember when I was asked the question, and we kind of revisited that last week. You know, I said I don't want to go undefeated. I don't want all of that pressure building each and every week. Now everybody's saying, "Oh, can the Eagles go 14-0? Can they go 15-0?" I'd rather focus on becoming better and preparing for playoff football. So that's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Okay. All right. Excellent. David, go ahead and ask your question. I don't know. Go ahead, David. Ask your question.
The Eagles are almost a completely healthy team because David on his way 3 weeks. That with the signing of Joseph, like, man, nobody want to play the Eagles in December. Yeah, they better.
Nobody want to play them.
NFC Championship. I want them.
I want them. I need them.
Team better flick off for the next 2 weeks because once Davis comes back, Goddard might be the issue though. Because I think Goddard might not play until the actual playoff time or even later. So
we'll be ready for Dallas.
They'll be ready for Dallas.
I wasn't happy, Terrence, with the fact that they stole Sue from us because I found out that Sue was talking to us and the Eagles and he went and signed with the Eagles. I was really annoyed by that. So I was like, they got him from us. So, great minds think alike, but y'all got that off because I wanted Sue because we needed that because Armstead taking forever to come back. So, but yeah, I like Sue a lot, so I wasn't happy about that.
I want to see the Giants run on Jordan Davis.
Look, Barkley's still having a good year. Like Cello said, they still in playoff contention. It's just
You
they gotta get
gassing
out of
him.
this losing streak
You
because
gassing him.
it's tight right now, man. Y'all window
Yo,
and that
listen, the
real.
moderator is an excellent dude. The moderator will have you on your high horse. And by week 16, the moderator is the same dude who will pull a chair from up under you. And Cello, he's getting on that ladder and climbing it. So when week 16 comes,
No
Hey,
argument for my
hey,
side.
Mark, y'all been doing that. Y'all been
I
doing
am
that
the
since
not a hater.
'95.
That
Y'all
is what
still
I
ain't
do.
gonna.
This is not a, I
I'm
am the
still
not a
waiting.
hater. I will set you up and I will leave you out there to dry when it's time. I will tell you that.
that's it. That's it.
Let me
That's
go
it.
back to Philly. Philly, you still got the floor, man. Y'all running the table right now. The NFC still all paths go through you guys. Cowboys nipping at your heels. My Niners, we looking like we trying to finally show a balanced offense that defenses cannot cover, but it still doesn't do anything for where you guys are. Are you worried that, like, what's your thoughts right now, man? There's a lot of expectations. It's looking similar to that Super Bowl year for y'all. What's your
Yeah,
thoughts?
yeah. Not worried is the wrong word. Nah. Just taking it one week at a time. And like I said, since we've been winning, y'all never heard me on here talking like, oh, we going to the bowl. Oh, look at our record of promoting. I've been saying taking a week by week mentality. You know what I mean? Because realistically, in about a couple of weeks, none of these records gonna mean nothing when we talk about the playoffs. It's gonna be mano y mano, your team versus whoever you playing.
I just want a
So
shot, baby.
that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I'm there already.
I just want
Okay,
a
I'm
shot.
there already.
That dude is
And
in
I want
postseason mode
and I want
already.
my team to be playing their best. Now, of course, I want to be in the best position. I want home field advantage. I want the first round bye. I want to be in the best position. But at the end of the day, it's how you playing when we get to January. And I believe that if things keep going the way that it's going, we're going to be playing good ball once January come around.
It ain't guaranteed.
Nope,
It
sure
ain't
ain't.
guaranteed, my brother.
It
Relax.
ain't guaranteed.
It ain't guaranteed. You
It
might
ain't
lose to us
guaranteed.
in the
You
playoffs.
learning. You
You might
learning.
lose.
It ain't
Oh no,
guaranteed. You
listen, bro.
learning.
You said y'all ain't want to go undefeated, right? Why? Why y'all ain't want to go undefeated? You said this was a good loss. Well, then I could say the same thing about this going on right now for us. This may be some good losses getting us ready for the playoffs, and we may play y'all in the playoffs and beat y'all in the playoffs. It might be Dallas and not come out the playoffs. Like you said, it's what happened in the playoffs. But you better be there. You better be there.
That boy, look, he said, listen.
Hey, Lamar, you a lot nicer
Tough
than me,
sledding,
man.
Cello. You got some tough sledding. That's all I'm gonna say. You got some tough
You a
sledding.
lot nicer than me. Hey, listen, and this is the God honest truth. I hope I get the Giants in the playoffs. That'll be the
No, you
easiest V
don't.
I ever
No, you
got in the
don't.
playoffs.
No, you
Let them
don't.
make the
Because
playoffs
we
and play
going to
the
do in the
Cowboys,
playoffs against
and I
y'all,
can
my brother.
guarantee you.
We can't
Matter
go
of
2-0.
fact, the saddest part is you'll probably be last in the
Y'all
wild
not a
card if you
playoff
make
team.
it, and then you'll end up
Y'all not a
playing the
playoff.
number
Y'all
two
don't
seed,
have a
which
playoff.
would be us.
Mark,
Either
y'all
you
don't
go,
stay in
listen,
the playoffs
hey
because
Mike,
y'all don't
hey
perform in the
Mike,
playoffs,
remember,
Mark.
if he
Y'all
makes the
season-winning
playoffs,
team.
he's either
Playoff
going to play the San Francisco 49ers or you're going to end up playing the Dallas
Mark,
Cowboys. It's going to be
Dallas
one of the
don't
two of
perform
them.
in the
You're
playoffs,
not
Mark.
going to win either one of those.
Wow.
And you're going to
Mark,
be on the
Dallas don't
road.
perform in the
You'll be
playoffs.
on the road. You won't be home. You don't have home
Mark, Dallas
advantage
don't
in the
perform in the
Meadowlands in
playoffs,
Jersey
Mark.
from
We
New
seen that
York.
last year. We seen that last season. Y'all lost the 49ers in the playoffs in the first round.
We went.
What makes
We
you think?
went.
What's
We
confident
went.
about
You
y'all this year?
was on the boat early.
Y'all
Matter of
don't win
fact,
in the
you was on
Hold
the
playoffs.
up.
boat.
I gotta
You
get
was
off
on the
of
boat
y'all. I
taking the
can't carry y'all.
barnacles off
I
of the
gotta
bottom.
get back to Lamar. Philly, thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. You got all points that's very valid tonight. So let me go before I go to Philly. Let me check.
Let me just say this, Mike. Can I just say
Go ahead.
this, Mike? You don't even got to come back to me. I got to say this. Please leave the anything hypothetical stuff out of the equation. Let's talk week to week because anything can happen. The Raiders can run the table. The Broncos can run the table. Any one of these teams on here, anything can happen. So we do know that, Cello. Anything can happen. But let's stick with where we are right now. Right now, y'all lost 2 in a row. Your offense ain't been looking too good. You're one-dimensional, and you need to shape it up if you're going to win these games to even make it into the playoffs, buddy. So don't talk about January. when you need to get some
You
good,
brought
you
it
need to
up.
fix some things right now.
You brought it up.
I love hypotheticals, man.
Worry about
Hypothetically,
right now. We don't
yeah,
want to hear
I love
anything can
hypotheticals.
happen. Now it's anything can happen.
Lamar, you brought
2
it
weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, you was talking about we want the conference. We
Yeah.
coming for your spot.
Yeah.
We on your neck. Now it's anything
Well,
can
right
happen.
now,
Come
right
on,
now,
bro.
if the
Come
playoffs
on,
started today,
bro.
the playoffs. If
Oh,
the
man.
playoffs started
You're
Come
not
today,
on,
making the
bro.
playoffs, man. You're not
Anything
making
can
the
happen.
playoffs, man.
David,
Stop talking playoffs, bro.
we
You're
7
not
and
making
4.
the playoffs, and you're gonna get swept by Philly, man. Only thing
You
hypothetical is
guarantee?
how many points Philly gonna put up on y'all the first time they
I
beat
never
y'all.
knew a
And then
Cowboys
No,
fan
hypothetically,
Mark,
how many
played
points they
anything
gonna
can
put up
like
on
the
the
happen.
way
I
you
second
gotta,
did,
game.
I
Mark.
gotta hear from a non-biased fanatic on here. He has no race and he has no horse in this race on the NFC side. David, who's speaking the most facts in regards to the NFC East and what's really happening right now? Who are you in agreement with, or
David
give your
lost the
own
bet.
synopsis? Go ahead.
David lost the bet. Come
I
on
can
now.
tell
David lost the bet.
No, you can't say that, David. You can't. That's a good
No,
point.
Let's go, Dad.
Hold
no.
up, David. I know that you are restricted because of a certain bet where you can
Wait,
never go against a certain team, but you can at least
Mark, can you release him of that curse so he can give his
Hey,
honest opinion?
David, you are 100% released from anything. You can speak freely.
Yo,
You don't have
they
to. You
baited
don't have to
you.
be
They
censored
baited you,
anymore.
bro.
Cowboys
Oh,
have
you
proved their
wild.
point. I done
I
You
swept
should
the
have let him
Giants.
keep that
You can
all
say
season.
what you want.
mandate
I
now.
would have
Go
let him
ahead.
keep that all season. They baited
Oh
you, bro.
no.
You ate the bait, bro. You ate
So
the bait, bro.
I'm a man
No
of
one
my
talk.
word. Thank
Let me hear from the Raider fan.
I'm
Go
a man
ahead,
of my
Fanatics
word. So
expert.
I will keep that bet going until the Cowboys get out of the play. Who is speaking the least facts and it's Cello. Stop making it like y'all don't. Stop making it like y'all don't have a tough road. Y'all might
Thank you, bro.
Cello. We might finish with the same record. If you look at y'all, we might finish with
No,
the
we
same
not.
record.
Bruh.
I believe we going into two.
Hold up, Solo. Let it rock. Nobody say that. Let it rock.
I
Keep it
believe we
quiet,
going.
man.
I believe we going in a playoff schedule, and I look at your schedule, and this is not the fanatic in me. This is just me, the football in me. You got us winning 4 more games. I got y'all losing 5 out of your last 6 with the same record. Like the
Me
stop.
too. Me too. Moderator, when you get a chance, could you please look up the Giants schedule and be realistic? And that's what I think you're doing, Cello. Is I love your confidence, I do. But if you're looking at your schedule, the gauntlet that you have does not dictate you making the playoffs. You're gonna lose. Matter of fact, could I just bring up some history really quick? Every time the Cowboys beat the Giants,
I want to hear.
I am.
He gave me who was the least real. I want to who he thought was speaking the least facts. I want to find out who he thought is speaking facts and his own synopsis before you do that. So go ahead, David. Go ahead and finish that. Hold your thought, Mark, and get it ready so you can give that historical fact you want to give. And Terrence, you as well. Y'all can chime in on this because eventually we got to face an AFC team at some point. And we lost to Denver on our side, beat the Chargers, but we still got to play. And we lost to Kansas City, and we still got to play the Raiders. So go ahead, David. What's your synopsis?
So I'm gonna say this: with that the Niners have acquired this year, and with the O line gelling the way that none of you hope, but
nobody pays attention to that, David.
No,
boy, get facts on that.
Hope, but none of us expected it. I said in the beginning of the season, you want to beat the 49ers? I
said the
but
line, yep.
they came together, they gelled. The nine. Let's go, Dak. But the Eagles.
David, you're ducking. I need you to tell me who's speaking the most facts. That's where we at. NFC East with what you heard from Lamar, David, Cello. I mean, from Lamar, Mark, and Cello. Who you in agreement with in terms of what you heard, or you can give your own.
saying the Eagles because they have the easiest schedule remaining. If you look, they got
Actually, it's the Dallas Cowboys.
Let you talk too, Terrence. I want to hear from you because I know the Eagle hater got something to say. Go ahead, David.
They got the Giants 2 more times.
I'm not gonna ever be down with the Seagulls ever.
Wins, that gets them up to 11 wins right there. So regardless of 4, they could split them or win all 4 of them. You're talking anywhere of the range 12-3 to 16-1. So the schedule, because they had the Giants twice on there. Dallas beat the teams they supposed to beat, and then the teams that they not supposed to beat or not showing up. They're gonna show up. They're gonna show up and for the Niners and the Eagles, but the rest of the season you don't know. They might take that thing excited and go in there next Sunday and lay an egg for no reason, and then everybody looking around like, oh, we just said was the most dominant team, and the Cowboys have been the most dominant team over the last 3 weeks. But even in that game,
3 weeks, you said.
They wasn't
the last 3 weeks. They put up 40 against a 9-1 team and beat y'all. Yeah, they the last 3 weeks. And you know I don't like them. I know it.
And Mike, on top of that, can I cut in? And on top of that, I think they only play 2 teams with a winning record remaining on their schedule. That's the Eagles and
Tennessee.
They just swept the Giants. Who's the other team, Mark?
The Giants. Yo, listen, we swept the Giants. We got the Eagles, who's hard, and Tennessee. Then after that, Tennessee. Yeah. Then we got Indianapolis.
That's the only 2 winning record teams that's on their schedule.
Indianapolis, Houston, Jacksonville. We got Indianapolis, Houston, Jacksonville.
They got the easiest road.
How y'all get that schedule? We played y'all. How y'all ain't got a harder schedule than us?
Because our top half was harder. We started off with hard teams, bro.
Right.
We started the top half off with hard teams. Now the bottom half
the Giants got the Giants got
teams left to play.
The Giants got the hardest road. We got the second hardest road. Dallas has the easiest road moving forward.
And 3 home games.
All right.
Yo, listen. Hey, Mick.
Terrence. I heard from the.
I'm gonna say is this: I don't never roll with no Seagulls. I don't ride with no Seagulls at all, ever. Never.
Terrence, I thought you can give honest, good analysis.
Right. Don't say that, Al. Let that man rock. Go ahead, Terrence.
Listen, the only complete before in the chat is the Cowboys. It's not the Giants. It's the Cowboys. I think they can run possibly a table, and if OBJ comes there, they're just going to be that much more stronger.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. You just said they didn't need OBJ. Terrence.
We don't need OBJ. We've been winning without him. OBJ is a luxury, and OBJ won't even be a number 1. He'll be coming off the bench with us. Believe that. That's why he's coming to Dallas, so he don't have to start. That's why he won't go nowhere, because he's coming off an ACL injury. He does not need to start. He'll be part of our rotation. Let me get that straight so everybody don't go, oh, you need OBJ. We've been winning just fine without him.
Yeah,
he's the one who reached out to us.
Let me ask Mark. That's a good point. Let me ask you the question. OBJ.
I agree. I've been saying that they don't need.
Y'all not paying him. You're not paying him as no situational wide receiver.
Hey, Mike, we getting OBJ for a couple of years when we sign him.
Mike.
3-year, 4-year deal. He'll be a Cowboy for the next 3-4 year deals if he signs with us. It ain't no game. Let's take the Deion Sanders thing and apply that same thing to OBJ. He wants 20 a year, just like Michael Gallup. We have the money. Not only that, we've been choking cap room pretty much the whole year. Literally the whole year, choking our cap space. So he's not gonna hurt us at all having him. But
listen,
if you watch the game, we use rotation. It's not like OBJ gonna come in and be some savior. CD been stepping it up. CD is our legitimate number one right now. So when you put the OBJ in, you can still let him heal and just put him in.
Thank you for that, Mark. Thank you for that. Back to you, Terrence and David.
Yeah, you're right, T. You're right. Everybody's saying we need him like he's gonna be a game changer. No, what he's gonna do is make sure you never put 8 or 9 in the box again. Because if I got CD on one side and OBJ on the other side, you'll be a fool if you put 9 in the box. And that's when we're gonna shred you with the run and make you play one-on-one outside. I already see it, dog.
Now we shifted. Now we got off of all other stuff. We're at the OBJ conversation right now from all of us. So that's where we are. We already talked about all the teams and everything like that. Terrence, I'm gonna give you the floor back right now to chime in on that because what you think about what Mark said, that he's more of a, they don't need him. He's a luxury.
I told you, but I've been saying that though. I've been saying the entire time that I see he doesn't need help. Gallup is. You have Gallup stepping up. You have CeeDee Lamb stepping up. In my opinion, they don't need OBJ. OBJ needs them more than they need him.
But yeah, pay him $20 million a year though. That's starter money.
Yo, that's number. Yo, listen. Number one is to make sure we solidify our receiving core. And James Washington will be back too, and Tyron Smith will be back by the time we come off of this 10-day break. But
Smith, ain't nobody think about Washington. Smith, I got you on that one. Washington.
But what it is, Mike, is when you bring in a dude like OBJ, you got him. He's definitely coming off an injury.
I got you, David.
Hey, Cello, I'm gonna make it real quick. He's definitely coming off injury. If OBJ was to go to the Giants, he would immediately have to start. If he goes to a team like Buffalo, he can also sit down. Only thing against Buffalo is the weather. Once he saw that whiteout, why would you go there with a bad knee that you coming off injury with? That makes absolutely
There's
zero
one
sense.
other team that's in that equation, by the way.
Y'all better keep your hands off. It's your Niners.
You can't pay him.
Just so y'all know, he's visiting.
You can't pay him.
Exactly, Al. You ain't got no money to pay him.
You can't pay him.
We got we'll move something around. Trust me, we'll move something around if need be. He not getting no $20 million a year. He bugging.
I tell you what team I am afraid of. I'm afraid of Kansas City.
Go ahead, Terrence. David, you after Terrence? And Stella, you after David.
I'm saying I just say what I believe. I just believe in my humble opinion, whatever is that. I don't think the Eagles are it. Whatever
is that biasness because you really hate them?
No, he don't never give us no love. He don't never give us no love.
It's not bias. It's not bias at all. I just don't. But my personal listen, when the Seagulls won the championship, I said before when I went to that preseason game, I said in my personal opinion, I still don't believe in their running back by committee. They're running back by committee, whatever. I don't think it's going to get it over. Okay. And I think Jalen Hurts at points in time can make some boneheaded decisions. And I think part of the issue is that because he knows that enough to get away from certain people, he may not pass the ball at times. And I think at times they're going to need him to spread the field throwing the ball. I just don't. And I think up front, y'all still have some injuries. You said Davis will be back. Okay, he'll be back. Will he be the same dude once he get back as well?
Good point. Okay.
And I think that although y'all make a lot of plays in the secondary, y'all have some shaky play at times though too. I'm gonna say that as well.
Oh, good question. Good segue. Good setup. David and Terrence. Mark and Lamar, I'll let y'all two chime in at the end. Cello, come on camera when you get a second, because I want to hear your opinion because you know both of their teams very well. If OBJ does go to Dallas, does the Eagles have a secondary that can match that? David, I'll go to you first.
It'll be formidable.
Yes.
Man per man has the best secondary, and the coordinator just had very vanilla plays that keep them from executing they supposed to execute. Defensive coordinator should not be the defensive coordinator next year, regardless if they win the Super Bowl or not. Can contain anybody's legitimate 1 and number 2 mixed match partner that they acquired from New Orleans. Goes out there and balls. I think he has 6 picks. Bradbury does his thing. So they are they might have the best secondary in football, and that's not me.
No, I'm asking whatever your opinion is. Do you feel like they can match? They can match even with OBJ on Cowboys. They got the secondary to match that.
Yes, they have the secondary to match that. However, what?
Hold on, let him rock.
And Mark is wrong, and Terrence is 100% wrong. The first 2 games that OB played, he might be the second. He might those January games. He's gonna outshine CD Lamb. Cut it out. Like, stop saying that he's not over with. He just did the same thing with Cooper Kupp.
Twice.
Number
you person that thought that broke that twisted ACL twice.
Hear me out.
Hold up. Let him rock. I got you to you after him. Seller, you after Terrence. Go ahead. I'm going around. It's a good discussion because
I got something that's gonna bust his bubble.
He's just that dude. He's just that difference maker. He's gonna be a luxury for all of the rest of November. And I don't think he's gonna sign until
is it my turn
the first week of December. Hold on, please. The first 2 weeks that gets us almost to Christmas time, and then after that, number 1, because CD Lamb is even though he had a good game against the Giants, 6 corner, cut it out.
Talk your talk, Davey. You right.
And y'all will see that as the season goes on. And by the way, Dallas has enough money to sign him. The Giants don't, because the Giants only have Kansas City has $7 million left. However, the Giants will have 50. Do his next year, the Giants will have $58 million in 2023. So if they get him to let him sign him, they have enough to sign him. Go ahead, Terrence.
Go ahead, Terrence. Let's hear your breakdown. Go ahead.
I got to just say one thing. You talk about how much of the number 1 he was. Was he number 1 in Cleveland towards the end of his stay? No, he was not.
Nobody's a number 1.
He was not.
Nobody's a number 1 with Baker.
Nobody's a number 1 in Cleveland. No, let's be realistic.
Nobody's
hold up.
The number 1 out.
Let's stop.
Hey, Terrence,
because you kept talking about how great he was.
Last performance, Terrence. Let's be real. We got to base
about
how
but you can't base on his last. But you can't base on his last performance because his last performance he torn ACL. This is his second time. That doesn't mean he's going to be the same player.
He had 2 touchdowns.
That doesn't mean he's going to be the same player.
2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl in the second quarter.
So if he's slower,
Hold up, David. Hold up.
What does that mean?
So
he's slower.
Hold on. All right, so Terrence, let me ask you this question, and Seller, you after this. I got you, Mark. So Terrence, based on that, why are teams pursuing him if you don't think he's gonna be a shell of his former self?
I think it's possible, and I think honestly speaking, like I said before, I do not think that he's coming in here to be a number 1. He's not. Listen, in order for him to elongate his career, to have it move a little bit, in my opinion, I would go to the Cowboys because he doesn't.
Can't hear.
Yeah, you break it up.
They're not asking him to be a number 1 there. He doesn't have to be a number 1 there, and he's not going to be a number 1 there.
Okay.
He draws attention. And that's
he wasn't number 1 with the Rams, but he was extremely productive when they threw the ball to him. Let's not argue that.
Mike,
go ahead, David.
Once he got accumulated to the system, remember, Allen Robinson's numbers was he was on the point of being his numbers started to decline after the 3rd week that OBJ Willis. And OBJ was starting to take over. And in the playoffs, and I love Kupp, rated the number 1 receiver last year. Obviously, I got Adams this year.
Kupp won the Triple Crown, David. OBJ was the number 2. Kupp was the number 1. Cup won the Triple Crown,
Not
receiving yards and all the touchdowns and all that as a receiver.
Not once he got it.
He was never number one.
Yes, he was.
Robinson wasn't. Allen wasn't there until this year after OBJ left.
Right.
Wasn't Jefferson the second receiver or something like that?
No, Robinson.
I thought he just came this year.
Allen Robinson came this year. He was not there last year.
No, yeah, once Odell didn't re-sign, he came.
I'm talking about Robert Woods. I'm sorry, Robert
Woods.
Once Robert Woods got hurt,
he got hurt.
It took Obi about 3 weeks to get accumulated to the system, and Cup production started as OBJ's was going up. Obi is not going to sit behind anybody in the end, though he's a number one wide receiver.
Mark, you have to sell him.
Yo, man, I'm sorry to skip the line, bro. Listen, man, I'm sorry to skip the line. Stop talking cowboy football when you got a cowboy expert here who will tell you how it's gonna be and not how you think it's gonna be, bro. Come on, bro.
Expert don't matter because he didn't sign yet. When he signs, then you can say.
Listen, Mike. First and foremost, if you watch our offense, we constantly rotate receivers. Not only that, we constantly take receivers out and put in 3 tight ends, a la beating the Giants yesterday, because all we did was use 3 tight ends most of the game. But furthermore, it's no way OBJ gonna be able to start week 1, 2, 3, even in the playoffs, because most of the time I guarantee you'll see him outside some, but I guarantee you, just like CD, we'll put him inside some. Wherever the matchup we need is where he'll go, opposite of CD. So only thing OBJ is doing for the umpteenth time is gaining attention. Is he going to be productive? Yes, but he'll be an attention gainer where you cannot double CD. You can't roll a safety over the CD, because if I got OBJ in the slot and CD on the outside, God forbid you have to have a linebacker guarding my slot receiver.
No, I gotta go to Cello. Cello, wait, thank you, Mark. Cello,
say something real quick.
Cello, Lamar, and then Terrence. You had the Lamar. I got you. I'm speed rounding because we had 146. I want to do 130. Go ahead, Cello. Go ahead.
So what's
OBJ, man? Are y'all in the running for him just like the Cowboys? I'm gonna give you this is my assessment, Cello. I'm gonna give it to you. Now I don't know your cap situation, so I don't even know if it's realistic.
They don't got no cap room.
My thoughts is this. He watched y'all and he seen the heart that y'all had yesterday, that y'all clearly need him. And I think that probably persuaded him to want to come back to New York, because y'all showed a lot of heart. And he feel like the Cowboys don't need him necessarily to make more sense for him to go to New York. That's my take as the moderator. I think he going to New York is documented. I feel like he says, you know what? Let me go back home. They need me more to go to a team that don't really need me. That's
you need to come up with a thing that go gas.
Gas,
not facts.
Can I talk though? You've been talking for a minute. Can I talk? If I could be honest with you, honestly, I'm not sure about OBJ, man. I don't know how he's going to perform. I don't know how long he's going to last, and I don't want him to be a setback for us. So honestly, what's the best decision for the Giants? I'll leave that with Joe Shane. Joe Shane.
Oh my God!
You want to do now. So
he got Richie James in the CD said setback.
If he comes back,
Go ahead. Let me remove my biases. Go ahead, Cello.
If he comes back to the Giants, of course I'm gonna embrace him, and I hope he does big things because he's a Giant now. Mm-hmm. But that's not the case. So right now, if we don't get him, hey, so be it. Let him be where he want to be. As far as on one take about him going to the Cowboys, if he go to the Cowboys, honestly, like I said to y'all, man, Cowboys don't perform in the playoffs. We done seen them with many different players.
Yeah. You know what? Everything is a pass. Keep on. You know what? The Giants haven't won the Super Bowl since you went on the boat with OBJ.
Meat potatoes.
Yeah. So basically, as far as what I feel about him, like I said, if he comes here, he comes here. If he not, I'm not gonna feel bad. I'm not gonna feel like, oh, we missed out on BJ. Nah, we building over here, baby. We still in the playoff hunt, baby. I just want a shot. I just want a shot at the playoff.
Cello, the only downside that I will say about being in the playoffs on Fanatics, based on what our captains told us last year, misery, it doesn't matter if you don't
said I want a shot.
Just making the playoffs means
listen.
That's what I was told by the both captains last year.
But Mike,
While you were here to witness the Misery Love Company tour, that's what they
Thank you, Mike. Thank you. You going to playoffs mean nothing. You making it to the playoffs mean absolutely nothing. Nobody cares if you make it to the playoffs, bro. Me and Lamar talking Super Bowl, bro. Me, Mike and Lamar talking Super Bowl. You talking playoffs.
No, listen. This
that crap out. You brought on the boat to eliminate playoffs.
Can I finish my point?
Go ahead, David, I got you. Go ahead, Cello. Finish your point.
This the last thing I'm gonna say. When I say I want a shot, I'm not saying a shot for a playoff position. I want a shot at the Super Bowl. Let us get in there so we can have a shot at that Super Bowl. Because anything can happen.
You be taking vodka shots. That's the only shot. Only shot you'll be taking is vodka shots. You ain't going nowhere, bro. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere.
Super Bowl.
No sense.
You ain't never going nowhere. If you get the playoffs, you'll be the last. You'll be like 1,000 of us.
So, thank you for your feedback. Thank you for your breakdown.
Yo, I gotta say all my brothers. God bless y'all. Love y'all. Always enjoy y'all, man. Let's keep this rocking. Love y'all, brothers.
Love you too, brother.
Yes, sir. Later, man. So Lamar, the floor is yours after that. He don't want OBJ to set them back, and he want one shot at the Super Bowl. I thought he meant playoffs. My bad.
Wow.
I thought he was talking about the playoffs only, but he was talking about.
I told you,
he was talking about Super Bowl with Richie James and Slayton at receiver. All right.
Yo,
Lamar.
Do I got the clear airwaves, or is my hater gonna interrupt me?
He may interrupt you. The floor, we had that point in the show where it's kind of let y'all rock. Go ahead.
All right. So listen, I just got to rebut a couple of things that was just said. First of all, the only thing that OBJ will set the Giants back is their cap space. Got nothing to do with talent or anything of that nature. Just oh my God, it's funny how things just change a year later. It's just funny how things change a year later.
He want the playoffs.
Now he want the playoffs. He want that shot. But he ain't on here. So I'm gonna leave it alone. The original question was, do we have the secondary to keep up with OBJ if he joins the Cowboys?
Yes.
So I'm gonna deal with both matters. First of all, I said it a couple of times now that I've been hearing from what I've been seeing that the Cowboys got the best shot of landing them, and it looks like that's what's gonna manifest. Now, if OBJ gets on the Cowboys, what it does is it solidifies their 3 receiver set. It makes them a dangerous tandem. When the Cowboys was given problems, and I'm gonna speak specifically to my team. Well, I can't say that with our secondary last year. Y'all 2 receiver set gave us problems last year, but we got corners this year. We got 2 legit. The problem would be is when you got 3 receivers. Like if they had Cooper and Gallup and CeeDee Lamb balling like this, it would be really problematic. So getting somebody like OBJ in that 3 receiver set on the Cowboys and also including him in that rotation will make them a dangerous team. When we play them, okay, if he signs and they got them 3 receivers out there, I think it's a straight up dogfight. Why? Because I feel like we got 2 good corners already. So it's gonna be mano y mano, Lamb and Gallup versus Bradbury and Darius Slay. The X factor will be how does our other corners match up against OBJ, and that's problematic. Now understand this: in New Orleans, C.J. Gardner-Johnson was their nickel corner. He was not their safety. So we got a corner playing safety for us in Philly. So he knows how to come up and play the slot.
Like corner. Yeah, he definitely a ball.
He knows how to come up and play the slot. So the problem is the defensive coordinator. I brought that out on the show 2 weeks ago. The thing you would do, and the thing you would have to do, is give safety help with over the top with Lamb, and give safety help with the slot corner. We also have a decent slot, Avonte Maddox, but I don't like him on that matchup with any three of their receivers one-on-one. So the problem is how you would scheme that game. But do we have the defensive back help to contend with them? Yeah, but it's a blow for blow battle. If he's out there, that's definitely gonna be a matchup nightmare. You know what I mean? So yeah, we got the corners and we got the secondary to contend with it, but that definitely gives Dallas even more firepower and makes them even more dangerous. On top of their tight end, on top of their two running backs. So
man, I don't like him. He don't look like a tight end.
I told you about Ferguson already. Remember?
Yeah, he looked good too. He looked good too, Mark. He looked good too, Mark. So realistically,
I told Mike about Ferguson. It is exact words. Stop talking to me about bums. I told him. I said, give it some time, dog. I seen his college tape. His translation into the NFL was better than what I thought. But if I could springboard off of what you were saying, Al, if you don't mind, I think the fact, what's his name, C.J. Gardner, who balling the hell out this year.
Yeah,
I think if we do get OBJ, I think y'all go man across the board. Reason being is your outside corners are already man oriented. Gardner, who played corner that y'all switched to safety, can easily come down and guard our three receivers. I think that'll be across that board as wide receivers. I think it'll be an even matchup. I don't see any advantage on your side. I don't see any advantage on my side. The only thing that I think that will be to our advantage getting OBJ is I wouldn't have to worry about y'all having anybody come in the box against my run. And that's the thing that, we're going to run it on y'all. We always try to run it on y'all. And if we get success running it, it's going to make it that much more difficult to bring. Just say you put in Avonte Maddox, who, in my personal opinion, is nowhere near even close to Gardner. That's just my opinion. I think Gardner, I think for that game, y'all intertwine and bring in somebody else at safety and put Gardner on whoever the third receiver is in the slot to even out the board. But I also think to me, the weakest point of the Philadelphia Eagles is the middle linebackers. My personal opinion. I think y'all stout up front. I think you stout around perimeter, as in cornerbacks and safeties. I think you're good in the middle with the D linemen. But if you can get to the second level on the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's to me the only way, if you watch the Colts game, the only way the Colts was even in the game is they ended up getting into the second level. And the linebackers right now aren't, for me personally, up to par with Eagle linebackers. Most time Eagles have middle linebackers who are studs, you know what I'm saying? And this time you got good bodies, but not studs, you know what I'm saying? So for the Cowboys, if we were to go into that game with an OBJ, it would just allow us to be able to have the same personnel, three wide receiver personnel, and give us a better chance to run the ball. Because I don't see, even on the flip side of that, what hurt our cornerbacks, other than Anthony Brown, of course, in my opinion, are decent against your receivers. We'll stick whenever we put Anthony Brown on, whoever Hurts just goes and picks on Brown all day. But we can.
I gotta cut you off. You had my question. I'm about to pose to the other two. Thank you for that giving a breakdown on y'all matchup against your wide receivers against their secondary. I'm flipping it on its head. Terrence and David, Eagles offense versus primarily wide receivers versus Cowboys offense. Who do you have head to head? Who got the advantage? I'll start with Terrence first.
As I said before, I'm not a believer in the Seagulls.
Disgusting talking about.
I'm just not a believer. I mean, this is what they normally do. This is typical Philadelphia. I mean, what do you expect? Brotherly love. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. They show up but don't show out. They show up but don't show out. I'm gonna say this. Here's the biggest thing I have with the Eagles, right? The Seagulls. They have no difference makers. They don't have a difference, in my opinion. They have some good players. They just don't have a difference maker.
Bias.
I'm talking about on defense.
Oh, defense. Okay.
On defense.
Go ahead.
They just don't have a difference maker.
David, get ready.
That's all. That's my opinion, but I'm just saying. And can I just make one last point before we go? David,
yeah.
He won about OB. He played 8 games. He had 27 catches with 300 some odd yards. That is not a number one. Next.
So why is everyone pursuing him then?
Because he allows you to do whatever you want. That's why he allows you.
He opens up your offense.
Yeah, he opens it up.
$20 million a year minimum. Y'all
Mike,
sound crazy.
Hey, Mike, if you put OBJ in, if you got OBJ on one side and you got CeeDee Lamb on the other side, you literally have the potential of having 2,000-yard receivers. But that's what other teams, 2,000 yards.
I'm confused.
What are you talking about? You got two numbers. So number 2 can't get 1,000 yards? That doesn't make no sense because Philly got 2 right now that's close to 1,000. Smith and AB, they both balling out.
Let me get clarification. So Terrence, is he a number 2?
On that team, he's not a number 1. On that team, he's a number 2.
He's number 2. CD number 1, bro.
I want to make sure because we had this discussion before. I want to make sure. Is he better than Gallup?
I don't even know.
OBJ better than Gallup when he gets signed to them.
If he healthy, yes.
I gotta agree. Yes, he's better than Gallup.
If he's better than Gallup, yes. But what you doing is, if you getting a healthy OBJ at number 2, then you giving me the best number 3 receiver in the league. Period.
Yeah, David, I got you. Let me go to you, David, because we got to wrap up. David.
Gallup has been balling. You can't take it away from Gallup. He has been balling.
Balling. Ask the Giants yesterday. Balling.
That was their practice squad.
Ask Minnesota.
Ask Minnesota.
I can't say nothing about Minnesota one, but the practice squad Giants. Remember, y'all do remember Dak threw 2 picks against the Giants secondary. Let's be clear. Y'all act like that ain't happened.
Can I say one thing, Mike?
I was going to details over those picks, but I'm not. I'm not. I'm gonna give you the 2 picks. You can have the 2 picks.
David, get a breakdown as we wrap this up. Go ahead, David.
All right.
And I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna answer your first question.
Yes.
You said Philly offense against Dallas defense, and as long as Dallas got it, is not there. I took the Cowboys. I give them an advantage because Barr and can run around the field and neutralize things on the second level. Eagles linebacking core can't. So I give the advantage on that. Back to this OBJ situation. Yes. Y'all don't think that OBJ is not a number 1 receiver and will probably be wearing number. Y'all crazy.
Not with Dallas, bruh. Not with the Cowboys. What are you looking at, man?
David, first things first. First things first, you got to see how he is after this injury. We don't know how he is.
David, I'm going to give it back to you. We had the same debate about 2 weeks ago. I said a healthy OBJ is better than CeeDee Lamb. Yes. He's better than any receiver on it.
Easy.
I said that 2 weeks ago. Him healthy is
okay. Now let me ask you this, Mick. So basically, you're going to take a receiver that's been 3 different locations and stick him at the number 1 and let the young kid be the number 2. That's not how you play football and extend OBJ.
No.
How are you extending his career?
But they're not going to do it.
No,
they're not going
well,
to throw him at the number one spot. I know that. I know he's not going to be the X.
Exactly. So you put him on the.
Yeah. Go ahead, David. So my bad for interrupting. I just wanted to make sure that was documented that I did say that, because I did say that, and I remember me saying that.
He's not this year.
David, get your audio together. You break it up. I want to hear you.
He's not.
That's
here.
Terrence.
He has a possibility. He has a possibility to add bowl contender, and I believe that wholeheartedly. Y'all signed up from number 4 Super Bowl contenders to 1 or 2 Super Bowl contenders.
Wow.
If he's healthy, Jerry might give him 88 yards I've had since Jackie Harris. Like, cut it out. Cut it out. Do not get that OBJ.
Can I say something?
It's amazing to me, a dude coming off an ACL injury, all of a sudden is going to be running into the starting lineup. When I've been winning, I've been winning. I don't need him, bro. I don't need him.
Y'all didn't watch the Super Bowl? Y'all didn't see how he got?
Oh, come on, guys.
Hey, Mike, what's better, Mike? What's better, having OBJ in the slot and instead of playing inside, where I can still keep Gallup out there on one side, keep CD on the other side, and take this dude who coming off an injury and keep him in the slot? That's exactly what's gonna happen, bro.
Mark, let me cut it. Can I say this? Can I say this?
Hold up, David. Hold up. Let me get Lamar in real quick. David,
Thank you.
I got you.
Thank you. Y'all, let me say this. Mark, listen. I think you'll agree. Y'all riding that Super Bowl too much, yo. That's all y'all been saying is OBJ in the Super Bowl. OBJ in the Super Bowl. He played against the Cincinnati Bengals, who didn't have a secondary. So it wasn't like he was going against top flight corners. We know he didn't really have nobody on him. Who was their corners last year in Cincinnati? Exactly. And y'all keep talking about what he did in the Super Bowl. I'm gonna say this: as far as both of them, CD Lambs and OBJ, they 2 different type of receivers.
Right. Yes.
Odell Beckham Jr., when healthy, he's a run after the catch, explosive receiver. But his route tree is limited. Route tree is limited. CD Lamb can run every route in the route tree.
Thank you, Lamar. Thank you, dog.
And that's the difference.
Jammed on the offensive line and the Dallas Cowboys side so that he can get separation.
You just a hater. That's all it is.
Cut it out. He does not play with the side. His numbers go down.
He's out crazy. CD on pace to get 11,000 yards, bro.
Same thing last year. He's Hunter Renfrow. He's a slot receiver. He's a slot receiver.
David, you gonna wake up your family tonight.
I'm angry with this CD Lamb is a number 1.
Hunter Renfrow sucks, dog.
Not a number 1.
His Hunter Renfrow sucks, bro. And you can't even put CD in the same context as Hunter Renfrow.
That's all he is.
The fact that
slot receiver. He's a great slot receiver.
He say he's slot receiver.
Against those 6'2" corners, against those 220-pound corners, he get rerouted, and Dallas offense looks in funk. When you put him in the slot and Gallup,
when you see CD get rerouted? I watch every Cowboy game. I ain't never seen CD get rerouted. Not only that, CD.
That's the reason I have to
stop it, man. Hey, David.
Mark, I will say this, Mark, in agreement with David. I will say this, Mark. We need to see CD Lamb dominate a top flight corner. I haven't seen that yet. Seen him dominate a top flight corner.
He's not a number 1.
No, what kills me is stop thinking this is the 80s, bro. Not you, L. I'm talking about everybody. This ain't the 80s no more where Michael Irvin plays one spot. I've seen every single number 1 receiver go in the slot, go to the out. Is Debo playing outside all the time? No. Debo plays the slot. Debo plays the backfield. So for you to say, oh, he ain't going up against a number 1 receiver, what we do is we pick on the bum. I want Bumgarden CD. I want your Bumgarden Michael Gallup. I want I know Odell Beckham Jr. becomes. That's how you play football. Why am I canceling that? Now, if you playing Philly, hold on. If you playing Philly, hold on. If you playing Philly, guess what? Philly got 2 top corners. So you're going to play against 2 top corners. Name how many teams even got 1 top corner. You don't even have 1 top corner on the Raiders. So I don't even see how you talking. I got a top corner. San Fran got a top corner. And you notice they don't throw to my boys' way. They don't throw to Diggs. Ask Lamar. When AB got his touchdown against the Cowboys, that wasn't against Diggs. That was against Parsons. Am I lying? They put him in the spot. That's against Parsons.
Go ahead, David. Finish the final point. Make sure everybody good. Go ahead, David. Go ahead, David.
Move him around. We got to do this. We got to do that. The Niners don't have to move Debo side and not get,
we don't have to. Yeah, we don't have to.
Hey, Mike, do you move Debo yet?
We do, but we don't have
Debo. I've seen Ayuk in the slot. I've seen everybody go everywhere, bro.
It's mismatch.
You don't have to.
Not don't have to get moved
about mismatches. I've seen Wes Watkins on the outside. I see Smith on the inside. I see all of that, bro.
They rotate. They don't keep their receivers on the outside at number 1. I get that.
You no, right they don't do that. Nobody does that. Nobody does that no more, man. This ain't the 80s.
I still don't see him being that guy, y'all, like that. That's why you get like somebody said that this week. Somebody said he's trying to prove to Jerry Jones that he technically don't have to get OBJ. That's what they were saying about Lamb. Like, yo, you don't have to get him. I'm that guy, but I'll take him. But like they said, he been trying to like kind of prove to them like they don't need to go outside.
Not that guy.
Mike, the only thing OBJ asked, the one day, the one he what? Yo, word is born, David. If we played the Raiders, we throw up 63 points. I don't even know why you even still talking like y'all. Stop it, man. And we had 16 penalties against y'all. 16 and 3. Matter of fact, it was the first game
I ever seen. Let's go, Dad.
He's not that guy.
He got permission to speak his mind.
He's not that guy. He's the worst 88 that y'all have ever had. My name is Jackie Harris. And Odell
and Mike,
Rocky number 88. And OBJ.
Hey, Mike, you're not the number 1 receiver. You're not the number 1 receiver, but yet you play the Giants, you come up with a one-handed catch in the back of the end zone, solidify the game. You're not the number 1 receiver. Yesterday alone. And yo, listen, you can think what you want about him. All I'm saying is the minute to the second, if we sign Odell Beckham Jr., I can guarantee you everything you saying you're going to eat, because now you ain't got to worry about who putting on who. Yeah. You ain't going to have to worry about it, because I only worry about one team in this league who got the 2 best corners in this league. And only one of those teams have corners that's able to shut down anybody. Yeah. The other 32 teams don't have that. The other 31 teams don't have that. So you trying to act like every game we play, they got 2 quality corners when most teams don't even have 1 quality corner. Come on, man. I'll be lying if I said I got 2 quality corners. I got 1, and then I got sometimes he's going to get burned. Sometimes he might make a play.
You attack Anthony Brown all day. That's all
I'm doing. All day. That's what you go after. Well, are you throwing a dig? Are you throwing a dig? You don't throw a dig. Nobody really throwing a dig.
And it's proof. Don't test me. But we're talking about CD Lambs. Stop bringing up anything else.
Okay, if you're talking about CeeDee Lamb, David, name a corner other than the Eagles that he didn't shine against. The Eagles is the only team that has shut him down. He's on the verge of 1,000 yards. You sound crazy, bro. I can see if he had like 300 yards. He got almost 1,000. He's going on 1,000 yards.
He only had 3 100-yard games in 11 games. And he only
Yo, what kills me is what kills me is you saying that. You saying that.
Ain't Ain't no top 10 corner in the leading land.
Hey, Mike, I'm gonna leave this right here, Mike. I'm gonna leave this right here, Mike. And I'm gonna hurry it up. I'm gonna hurry this up, and this will prove my point. 2022, CD better than Devontae Adams. I bet you that much, because you ain't even making the playoff. You bet that. How you want to go? Who got better numbers, CD or Adams? All right, not even close, bro. Not even close. And your boy a number one. And he a number one. Guess who got better numbers, though? CD.
What's your take on that? Is CD
Yo, you can look it up, dog. Your boy ain't even got it. Your boy ain't even got 500 yards, man. Stop it, man. Stop it, bro.
Everybody on this can write your top 10 wide receivers. CD Lamb won't come on off. Anybody paying who other than Mark. We won 15. He won't come up on anybody paying who other than Mark is guaranteed. If we want anybody paying who other than Mark is guaranteed.
If you go to pro football, if you go, I seen this yesterday.
Cut it out.
I seen this yesterday. You go on Pro Football Focus. You go on Pro Football Focus right now. You see CD Lamb ranked the 8th best receiver in the league, yards per catch, period. 8th best overall. So go on, if you want to see how good CD Lamb is, I'm not going to take David advice. I'm going to go to the pros and see, you know what? Who's the number 8 best receiver in the league? Guess who's not on that list? Devontae Adams. Guess who ain't making the playoffs? Devontae Adams. Guess who ain't getting 1,000 yards this year?
Thank you, Mark. I gotta go. I gotta move. Terrence, they gonna go on forever. Look, you see, it's funny. Lamar and Terrence. David got granted access to speak freely, and he spoke his mind. David, I respect you tonight for being able to speak your mind against the Cowboys when you've been restricted for like 5 weeks straight. He got to speak his mind.
He can't say nothing. He can't say nothing long as I keep winning. Long as I keep winning, he can't say nothing. Even if the coach is broken.
Oh, he said he's so glad he's free from it. Terrence, I think you got frozen. You look like you're sitting in the same spot. Anyway, listen, man, for anybody that's watching, this is Fanatics Live for the fans, by the fans, post Thanksgiving Day edition. We hope that you enjoyed your time. Enjoy the rest of your time with your families, gentlemen. Enjoy your, if you ain't got to work, enjoy that. Enjoy this time to revive yourself and re-energize and just enjoy it. Fanatics is exactly what you see. We know our stuff. We're passionate, and we're going to give our opinions no matter who cares and who don't like it. But I respect it because we got to hear David speak freely regarding the Cowboys when he got granted access to do so. So, look, man, I'll tell you one thing in closing, because I spoke about every other team, and I'm glad that all the spotlight is on the Eagles, and I'm glad the spotlight is on the Cowboys and the Giants and everybody else. Talk about every other team.
Don't think you free, buddy.
Ignore
we
us.
See you. We see you. It was said on this show that there are 3 teams in contention in the NFC, and that is the Dallas Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the 49ers. People outside of this panel would include the Vikings and other teams like that.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, you're not hiding, dog. You on Front Street, brother. You right on Front Street. You right on Front Street. Ain't nobody taking you as some dark horse this year, so you ain't got to worry about you.
Exactly.
So that ain't working, bro.
You just not on our schedule this year.
Mm-hmm.
But playoffs is coming.
Hey, David, get that boat ready. Get that cruise ship ready. You the first one on there. Get that cruise ship ready. Warm up the engines, bro.
All I know is that we're going to see, I think we might have new boat captains this year, or we might have the same ones based on the way that the losing streaks happen. We're not sure. As Cello said, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. All I know is when I look at the Giants' schedule and I look at the 2-game losing streak, And I'm looking at how tough the division games are, and I'm looking at them not having receivers. It's gonna be tough, man. So but
OBJ will hold them back, man. They don't need OBJ. He'll hold them back.
He said it'd be a setback.
Richie James and David Steele might not progress. That's what it is.
All I know in closing, and I promise, I know OBJ is probably 90% going to the Cowboys. Kansas City might be in the equation if he wants to entertain that. Kansas City, in my mind, makes the most sense. That would be a cakewalk if he went to Kansas City.
Actually, it does. It does really make the most sense. Kansas City.
You got the quarterback. You know they're gonna be in the Super Bowl, and you like literally they got so many receivers. You might be fourth in a rotation. Like, go there. That's why I don't let you go to the Cowboys, OBJ. And I'm gonna tag you on this part of the message. I'm gonna make sure you see this part of the message for Fanatics. OBJ, go to Kansas City. You don't want to be at NFC. You better.
I co-sign that.
Go to Kansas City. Go play with Kansas City, man. We don't want you with the D boys at all. We don't want that.
We give him the one thing. We give him the one thing that he'll never be able to get anywhere else. 100% national exposure. 100% going from being an elite dude to, if we won the Super Bowl with him, he would be solidified as one of the greats, and that's a fact.
The only downside, Mark, is your quarterback is he go to Kansas City, he know what he got. That's all I gotta say. That's not me being. I'm not even taking a shot because ain't none of our quarterbacks that Kansas City quarterback. So that Kansas City.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
If I'm a receiver, I know what I'm getting with him. With Dak, hot and cold sometime. It depends.
Yo, listen. That same dude you're talking about. The same dude you're talking about had a shootout with Mahomes in Kansas City. Why you dissing him? So you really need to. Yeah, this is last year when we had a shootout with him down in Kansas City. We're not afraid of Kansas City.
David said last year
but Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league, in my opinion. Yes.
Arguments there. Look, I know what he did to us, and we couldn't touch him. We ain't touch him the whole game. He get the ball out too quick, and he utilized every weapon out of the backfield. He utilized dudes I never heard of that was killing us. And we supposed to have an elite defense. So I'm telling you, if OBJ sees
you don't have a Micah Parsons to run him down and strip sack him.
Like that.
You don't have Micah Parsons to run him down and strip sack him like we do. Like I told you, they beat us, but they didn't blow.
No, they only got Nick Bosa.
Yeah, that's it. They only got Nick Bosa. Come on.
They only got Nick Bosa, Mark.
Mike already know how I feel about Nick Bosa, dog. Maybe he'll trip him up with his big nose. Maybe he'll trip him up with his nose when he's running. But other than that, nobody. I have no bad feelings about Nick Bosa. I just don't think he's on the same level right now as Micah. Micah's on a tear right now.
They're with him every week. They're on the same boat every week. So he had 2-sack game. He have a 2-sack game. They be right there.
I got 12 sacks, Mike. Micah got 12. You got 12?
They're right there. They're right.
How many?
Nick is up there. Nick is up there.
How many?
Every week.
How many? My boy got 5 strip sacks. How many? Bosa got? My boy got a touchdown. My boy got a touchdown. How many? Bosa got?
Hey, David. Mark about to talk about pass breakups, deflections, hurries. Who got more hurries? My guy blocked the field goal.
Spend $300 million to look like crap, like the Raiders is better than I can say that. Let me spend all this money to not make the playoffs like the Raiders. Let me bring in my college teammate to not make the playoffs. Get out of here.
Hey, Mark, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
We're not out of it.
Sound like Cello.
We're not out of it.
You're not out of it? All right, go ahead, David. What's your point? So we're
not out of it. Say, hey, this was a great show. CeeDee Lamb is not a number 1 receiver. Y'all need to all get that. And it's still way more football to go. Like, this is a great season so far.
We gonna see, but next week we'll see. Sunday we all meet. Cowboys don't play Sunday, right? Because y'all play Thursday.
Right.
10 days off.
Y'all don't play either, right? Y'all play Sunday. Raiders play Thursday. Raiders.
We play Seattle. We doing y'all a favor this week.
Go ahead, Raiders. I need that win.
We play Seattle.
I need that win. We got New Orleans at home. We got 3 straight home games.
Oh, Mike, you doing us a favor. Draft pick. Beat them. Yeah.
Look,
we need them L's on it.
8-4, 9-4. We got 3 home games. We win them 3 home games. We 9-4. I need that. Let's go. I need that. Again, all the attention, let all the attention go on Cowboys, Eagles, and Giants, and we'll kind of back our way in and see what we can do. That's what I want.
Hey, Mike, you did that last year. It ain't working this year, dog.
That's
Sorry.
right. That's right.
You do that pretty party last year, and it ain't working this year. Everybody know y'all got McCaffrey. McCaffrey to put a spotlight right on your back, brother.
Exactly.
Great job by management. CMC was a phenomenal pick. Him and Elijah gives us that 1-2 that we needed. And Ayuk, David looks phenomenal. Like, yes. So I'm very happy with our defense is looking good. And we got plug and play defensive linemen in there, and they getting to the ball. So I love what I'm seeing. So let's see what happens. Let's keep it going. Bang, bang, Niner gang. But yeah, let's go, man. Fanatics Live. For the fans, by the fans, good luck to your team this weekend. I need a couple of wins over there. Let's go Raiders. I need y'all to beat Seattle. I'm gonna take care of the Saints for the Philly. I don't know if Cowboys need anybody because they like to run the tables themselves. I don't know.
Don't worry, we're not gonna play, but we're gonna run a news cycle. You can bet that. That's what we always do. We ain't gotta play one down, but guess who's gonna have the #1 news cycle? I can't turn on TV, but I'm so sick of watching Cowboy speculation. It's ridiculous. That's why I watch TV.
All I know is don't let him magically slip and come to a certain team. That's all I'm gonna say.
You ain't got enough money. You gotta still sign Bosa. You ain't got enough money. You gotta sign Bosa. I'm not worried about Philly because that'll mess with their chemistry with AJ Brown.
No, we not coming with us. We got our #1.
Worried about in Kansas City. Kansas City.
We gonna see. But listen, man, y'all enjoy the rest of your night. It's early enough. It's only 7:43, so y'all got you can enjoy a movie, which I'm gonna go do. Y'all go enjoy the rest of it. Enjoy your weekend. Fanatics Live for the fans, by the fans.
By the fans.
Best night of the week. Please, ma'am, please, sir, if you part of the show, make sure you hit the share button so that the people can see what we got going on. Fanatics is a special show that requires you to be a part of it. You can do so by following us on Facebook and Instagram at Fanatics Live. #join the discussion. Gentlemen, applause to my experts. Way to chime in.
Right back at you, dog.
Right back at
you, bro.
Good insight tonight. Cello, I respect your stance, man. Even though, you know, Bigfoot is hard to find and Bigfoot's hard to find and Loch Ness is hard to be seen. Y'all optimistic and y'all listen, I understand. Cello I get. David's optimism is just heroic. Like
David, I roll with you, David, when you said 7 in a row and got embarrassed the very next week. So I'm not confident in anything you say. And I know y'all ain't making the playoffs, and I know y'all frauds. You spent all that money for absolutely nothing. And I sat there and documented saying you're gonna win 7 straight.
That's what you gotta say.
I actually rolled with you when you said you was gonna do 7 straight. Oh, we going 7 straight. I said, you know what, David? You are going 7 straight, and you lost the next week.
Y'all be blessed, man. Y'all have a good one, brother.